Gather round, we got no gods to please. Saturday night, no sermons, just ease. Discussions flow like midnight breeze. No prophets here, just minds to tease. We talk big bangs and evolution. Question faith with our solution. Stars align in our confusion. Breaking free from old illusion. Join the fun, no need for trust. Dust to dust, we're stardust. No heaven high or hell to fear. Saturday night, we hold it dear. Fun and laugh at myth believers. Here we're all truth seekers. Open hearts and swift deceivers. Make a stand, no hidden levers. Raise your glass to reason's thrill. No ancient text, it's our own will. Debate till dawn, feel golden chill. Saturday night, we've got the skill. Echoes of a godless choir. Like the world, we spark the fire. Free thought mindset to inspire. No holy walls to take us higher. Join the fun, no need for trust. Dust to dust, we're stardust. No heaven high or hell to fear. Saturday night, we hold it dear. Join the fun, no need for trust. Dust to dust, we're stardust. No heaven high or hell to fear. Saturday night, we hold it dear. Join the fun, no need for trust. Dust to dust, we're stardust. No heaven high or hell to fear. Saturday night, we hold it dear. Fun and laugh at myth believers. Here we're all truth seekers.
Howdy, everybody. Welcome to Saturday Night at the Atheists. Although it's just me. Kind of quiet tonight. Scott is helping somebody. I haven't heard from Simos. And Mike is, well, there's Mike right there. There's Mike. And Brainless will be here in a few minutes. Hello, Mike.
Hello. I don't know if you can hear me yet. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Good. I'm glad.
We were just saying
Yeah.
it was just me and it was awful quiet, and then you showed
Well,
up. So
we were just waiting. We're waiting to see if you were going to show up. Mr. Been very quiet lately.
been real quiet, been real tired lately. Sorry, folks. You take all the drugs the doctor gives you, and all you want to do is go to sleep. So, such is the
Yeah.
way of things. But we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
Skeptic
So we got a
Philosophy
guy.
says no one can hear you, Mike.
What? Are you kidding?
I don't know.
Oh, is he bullshitting me?
Probably.
Is my is it weak? Because if it's weak, I can turn it up. I got methods.
He
my
was just
God.
joking. Just joking.
No, it is kind of low. How's it now?
Sound okay to me.
Okay. Well, let me know, people. You don't want to hear me.
Speaking of people, there's Brainless that says he'll be along in a bit. There is Fred in the chat, Alice in the chat, Quasar in the chat, Detroit Atheist Queen in the chat, Rimmers by Brigary. I'm going to go with just Rimmers. How you doing, Rimmers? Good to see you. Tilting Windmills got other obligations. We'll see you soon, Tilting Windmill. Thanks for stopping by. Din George Coin say that there could be no science in the Bible? Didn't he also say that people that try to marry religion and science are quite tedious? Could be. I don't know where I got it from, but I'm sure I'm not the first one to say it.
I listened to a few minutes of this guy that we have for tonight, and he's going to talk about the Big Bang theory.
Yeah.
The reason why they believe in the Big Bang.
Yeah, well, I cut it up because he repeats about 10 times that everything was really dense and then it became really big. And it's like, yeah, we got that part. He just kept repeating it. So I put a couple splits in so we can jump ahead of past that. Ed is here. Skeptic Philosophy is here. Ryan, excuse me. Demon Orb is here. And Scott Duke's dropping by. He's doing something from the sidelines. But he's in the chat.
I think he's in Arkansas. He might get lynched.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I don't think he should go there.
We have the top dog here.
His word got out. Word got out that he's on that Answers in Atheism channel, and I think there's going to be a lynch. There's going to be a lynching.
Going to put a sign alongside the road. Be on the lookout for wannabe Santa Claus.
Duke Scott. Yeah.
Yeah, he spends a lot of time talking about. Of course, you know that's where I get the lines for the song for this show is Big Bang and evolution. They talk about Big Bang and evolution because both of them make them not special. And that's why religious people have a really hard time with evolution and the Big Bang. And he brings it up to the point of nausea that I put a split in so we can skip ahead. And then he's going to talk a little bit about the Big Bang theory and that how theories don't explain everything. And it's like, well, no kidding. So he uses that as his excuse that, well, the Big Bang can't tell me why I love my wife, so it's not true. And it's like, okay.
I was just listening to my friend, Mr. Hendrickson from Science is Weird, and he was talking to Sal Cordova, and Sal Cordova was telling him that we don't know what makes the magnetic fields in the Earth, and that was one of his big reasons why he's a young Earth creationist, apparently, because we don't know something, I guess, is what I got out of it. I don't know. I was napping, so, but it's like there's a lot of these things that we don't know, and like, like if we know like steps A, B, and C, well, what about steps A1, A2, and A3, and B1? Yeah. So I mean, we're never going to know all the steps ever. It's just not what humans can do. Because the universe
it would be called a theory of everything.
Theory of everything, right?
And there is no such thing. I wonder why.
Yeah. Yep. So we don't know a lot of stuff. What I don't know is why did God create young Earth creationists? I don't understand.
I'm working on that one too. Yeah, that's a toughie.
Yeah. Why did God do it to us?
And they'll say over and over again, they're not science deniers, but you have to deny every field of science to be a young Earth creationist. Bottom line, You're a science denier. You can say you're not, but you are. And I've had quite a few falling outs with creationists over that point that you just want to feel special over every scientist in the world and over time, right or wrong. You just want to be special. So Scott says he can hear you good, Mike. So
good, Scott.
And so
you will be hearing strongly from me, Scott. He said he can hear me strongly.
Yeah.
I will have a strong talk with Scott. He abandoned me this weekend.
Well, I was at first there was nobody available, and it was like, and I haven't heard from Simos. I hope Simos is okay. We haven't heard from Simos. He hasn't been around. He hasn't done his shows. Haven't got a message from him or nothing. So last I heard, we were both going to the doctor, and that's the last I've heard of him. So hopefully everything's okay, and he's just busy. And as far as me going to the doctor, yeah, that really sucks. Being sick sucks. So last week I was tired, and I figured, nobody's available. And then this week, and then with Christmas coming up, Purple was asking me if I was going to do Christmas, and I said, let me get back to you because I really don't know how I'm going to feel. But we'll see. James Apperson, good to see you.
Hey, James.
Frequent kind of fell silent for a minute. Yeah, I was quiet for a minute. Thanks for the message, and James and everybody else that checked on me. I appreciate it. There was just not a lot going on last week. Everybody was busy, and I was tired. And let me tell you what, if you know anybody that's getting chemo and they say they're tired, they accept that they're tired, because it just, like, overnight, you're just tired. You take a nap, you wake up, you open your eyes, and I'm going to bed. I'm tired. It's just the weirdest thing. So,
yeah.
When somebody says, and I don't feel like doing anything, or show a little sympathy, because they're really, the articles I've read on it, that's basically what it says is, oh no, we were actually that tired. It hits you like a ton of bricks. The radiation didn't do much until the next week, and then the next week it really started hitting me. And then they gave me the triple dose in the chemo, and that really hit me too. So I have not been lucky since let's see, the week after I think they gave me radiation, I think I was still good, but the second week is when I lost a clump of hair, and that was kind of depressing, even though I've shaved my head before. So it's, don't worry about sending me a wig or anything like that. I don't mind. Didn't lose any off my chin though. So my chin got nice and thick. I did lose a little bit off it's a little thin, but otherwise I'm still here. Mike is here, and we're going to look at this guy's video who doesn't know any science and shouldn't be talking about any, and is why I pulled his video, because he seems to be such a know-it-all, yet only has, he got a couple hundred views on this, though.
Yeah, I think he's got 34 subscribers.
34 subscribers. His name is Dave. Unfortunately, it's David.
Oh, no.
And it's Bajnath or I don't know. He kind of mumbles through it.
There goes the neighborhood, Dave?
Yeah, he's not from around here.
Yeah.
But we don't hold that against anybody or how they speak or anything else. It's a big world out there, and we're only a small part of it. But if he's going to talk about science, then
I hold it against
some science. Yeah, we hold it.
I hold it against him.
That's right.
Like, if you're not from America and you don't speak American, then just mad at you.
Rimmer says he's got 34 subs, so that's about right. Ed, your mom did chemo and it pretty much knocked her out. Yeah, it just overnight you just feel like crap. It's amazing. Well, like I told Mike, it's amazing if it's actually doing its work along the way. If it's just killing a bunch of stuff indiscriminately, it's not really doing me a whole lot of good. But if it's taking out the cells it's supposed to, then it's doing me some good. So we're gonna hope with that. We're gonna hope for a good report on MRI, and we'll see where it goes. But hello, Chris. Hello, Mighty Filbert. Hello, Robin, stopping by. Good to see you. I've just been trying to recuperate, but there's not much recuperating. You're just tired, so it kicks your butt. But we're gonna kick this guy's butt right back at him, right back at nature. We're gonna run this guy. He kind of repeats himself quite a few times here at the beginning. I did put some skips in this one. This is probably the most I've cut up a video, mainly because he repeats himself a lot. He sticks prayers in there and just all kind of stuff. So I did cut a bunch on this video.
Forgive me if I'm unable to respond anymore to this Big Bang bullshit, because I just kind of, I'm just like spiritually beaten.
The Big Bung.
The Big Bung. I can't do it anymore.
That's why I put the skips in. So when we've heard it repeated, we'll skip ahead to his retort, as it were, to both evolution and the Big Bang. So
and the Big Bang.
We're gonna learn a lot. I think Ed said some. Strap yourself in, Ed. You're gonna be in for some edumacation, and I've already been edumacated, so we'll see if it works on me or not. Let me find. Here we go. And we'll see what he's got to say. Mind you, I cut off the beginning with a lot of hellos to everybody.
And in the last few programs, you have been looking specifically at this whole issue of evolution and creation. And this is the last program we want to spend dealing with that topic before we move on into more things in the book of Genesis, the other verses. Right now, we are just only up to verse 2.
You're only to verse 2. You're as bad as we are.
Yeah. That's all the further I got when I tried to read the Bible. Verse 2. That was it.
Verse 2, and he still doesn't understand evolution.
But evolution and creation, what we are going to do today in this program is to give an answer.
That's what I'm
to give an answer, specifically an answer against the teaching of evolution and against.
An answer against.
Is this the rapture guy? I wouldn't be surprised. He's got quite a few interesting videos. I've been ill, and usually I go through their channel a little more than I do. Mostly I looked up his name, though, because I wanted to get his name, and he's got it on the video, because I couldn't get what the last part of it was. So his name is David, so I'm going to have to own that. I wouldn't doubt he's a rapture guy. He seems to be YEC and all the rest, so yeah.
The teaching of the Big Bang Theory. We want to specifically answer these things. And the reason why we want to do that, now we have been doing that to some extent in the last programs. We had Reverend Ken Jacob in the last program. We had Pastor John.
So you were going to answer things, but you're really going to answer things now. Gotcha. And hello, Nymph. Nymphium. I'm going to call you Nymph. Good to see you. Yeah, so he's had some doctors on before explaining evolution, but this time he's going to really answer evolution, because I'm sure he didn't like their answers. It's a Trinidad accent, says Jill. Could be. I'm not here to judge. I don't care how he speaks or how well he speaks, as long as I can understand that he doesn't know anything about science. And
Dave Bajanoff or something about
Bajnath. Bajnath. Every time he says it, I got it wrong.
I don't know. He's an AD teacher. What is that? AD teacher. AHDI. Oh, I don't know. That's his subtitle. But I think this is the same guy. I'm looking at him when he's younger. When he had hair, I guess it's the same guy. I don't know. Something about digital evolution or something on this one.
Ooh.
I don't know what the hell that's about. I don't know. We'll find him. Anyway,
program prior to that. And in some of those other programs, even before these gentlemen, all put together, we have been given an answer in some way or the other to the ideologies that evolution and the Big Bang presents. But today we want to get a little more specific.
Okay.
And the reason why I want to do that is mainly because the Bible tells us that we should always be ready to give a response to anybody who asks us for the hope that is on the inside of us, why we believe what we believe. We should be able to answer that. But secondly, the Bible tells us that we should be able to contend earnestly for the faith, as in Jude chapter 1.
All you're going to say is because the Bible says so. So
this guy is a hell of a lot smarter than our usual video we have for this channel.
Yeah, he speaks well, but he doesn't put it together well in a sentence. So
okay. Yeah, we'll
that's what I'm saying. About half this video is him talking about the Big Bang and getting it all wrong, and then he's going to finally retort. That's where I put a skip in. So we'll listen to a minute of this, and you'll see that he does understand that the Big Bang explains something along, I shouldn't say he understands, but he does repeat part of the problem of the Big Bang is that very small to very big. So he kind of gets the hint, and then the rest of it, though, he's got wrong. So, but yes, from a hot, dense state, it got very big. But he thinks, like Hawaiian shirt guy and everything, that the Big Bang made everything, and it didn't. But he's going to say that because of these things, and that things that he knows the Big Bang couldn't, shouldn't, or wouldn't have done, or somehow, that it's not true because it doesn't explain everything, et cetera, et cetera. So he's got a lot of Hawaiian shirt in there. I don't know where he's getting his information, but I tend to pick up these guys in the wording and how they say things.
Yeah.
We should contend, and so I want to answer some of these things head on and give a defense for the faith that we have. Now, I want to say in the outset, today in this program, we will be getting into some measure of some details in science and so on. And I'll try not to go into too much.
Yeah,
differential equations. We're going to get into some of that, and we're going to get into all that.
It's going to scare us with big words.
Big bang.
Big bang.
Big bang.
Much detail.
I can't wait till Brainless comes back.
Broad and understandable. But there will be a measure of science we'll be getting into, and also we'll be getting to some of the explanation into what these ideologies hold. What does Big Bang teach and the evolution?
Big Bang.
Then we'll be answering those. We'll be answering those from a scientific point of view, not only scriptural but scientific point of view. And at the end, we will sum it all up.
Okay. And
so this is where we are headed today. And I want to take the time that we have and get into this. Take my.
You're not going to get to it, are you? When I first started watching this, I thought he was going to jump right in. And like I say, it takes him about half the video just to talk about what he's talking right now, much less get into anything else. So I chuckle every time he says, let's get to it. We're going to get scientifically accountable or anything else. No, he's in no hurry at all. All he wants to do, like I don't know if he said it already or if he's about to, is that he's just trying to slight the Big Bang and evolution like all creationists do. And that's it. So we'll see if he does a worthy job of it or not.
My time, I tried to explain it as best as I could, explain the answers as best as I could, and see the defense that we give for the faith. So we're going to begin with this whole concept of the Big Bang. When we talk about science, and when we talk about the objections that science brings towards the Bible and so on, there are two main things that we need to address. One is the teaching around what is generally called the Big Bang, and the other is the ideology.
That's what I'm here for, guy. Listen here, Dave. Time's ticking, and over 3 minutes. This is longer than we usually get into a video. And you haven't said anything about the Big Bang yet, so it's going to be very interesting.
Teaching about evolution. And so we're going to look at those two, not not totally, we can't do that in one program, but just highlight some of the big points in each of these.
I guess you can't. Like, you can't just do evolution in one program, like 1 hour, you gotta go to school and stuff for a long time. Like 2 hours, 3 hours you can do evolution, right? We'll do the whole thing. Only take us maybe we can get it done by Monday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Chris says to me and James, rapture happens, the Christians get poofed. But us that are left behind are just fine. No cataclysmic events. Just a regular.
He said felt behind.
Yeah.
He did say felt. Did he mean felt behind?
Probably felt.
That would be the Catholic choir boy, or
That's the thing. You try to read out typos, or is that a typo, or is it not a typo? You just
I don't know if it's a typo, but
sometimes.
anyway, felt behind is a Catholic tradition. So I
Mm.
don't know if you knew that or not, but
That's what the open flap is for.
just a regular ass day for the rest of us. So okay.
I heard Chris or somebody talking about the new choir boys outfits are going to have the open flap in the back. So.
Like hospital gowns, yeah.
Yeah, watch out for that. Yeah, the loose tie on the back. Ma'am, could you get this for me? I don't want to moon you. I said that quite a few times last month or so. They have a good humor about it.
Yeah.
And give a response to these points
Okay.
in both of these areas. When it comes to the Big Bang is a term that is just used to explain.
Term. Well, that's handy. That there's a term for it. They call it the Big Bang Theory. Okay.
They don't really, but
not really. Yeah, there's different aspects, but it all falls under the Big Bang, and there's terms, and I mean, they're using terms. You gotta watch out. It's gonna make a creationist upset every time because they have their own terms. He'll get to that, but
how science generally explains or at least rationalizes the way everything began, the universe and everything in it. Right. The term we generally use loosely is the Big Bang. I couldn't see. Thank you very much for joining me, sir. God bless you. The term we generally hear people use is the Big Bang, but it really is a loose term used to explain or to talk about the ideas or the.
So there's a term that helps explain the ideas.
Yeah.
That's really terrible. How dare science try and explain anything? 4 minutes. You're not doing very good, Dave. You're setting a record for Saturday Night at the Atheist, let me tell you. Detroit Atheist Queen. Hello, everyone. Yeah, 4 minutes on Saturday night. You're setting a record here, guy, and you haven't said a thing yet. Not a thing. Other than the obvious that there are terms in science to explain things, which we already knew that. But if that's where you're going and you're just going to confirm science, you're not going to get much of an argument from me, other than you're doing a really crappy job of apologetics. And defense of the Bible lines, there's also don't throw pearls before swine and stuff like that. So if you try to pin down a believer as to, wait a minute, you're supposed to have an answer for this, they'll just throw at you, well, I don't put pearls before swine, I shake the dust off my feet, etc., and I walk on by. So either way, for the Bible says so really means next to nothing. It does. Detroit Atheist Queen says, lurking, about to head to Black non-believers Detroit Friendsgiving. Have a good time. I know there's a lot of holidays going on, and Mike has had numerous Thanksgivings, and everybody's eating like crazy. So enjoy yourselves.
I was supposed to have my third today, but we called it off because it's kind of snowing here. We got our first snow.
Yeah, there's some starting to show on the windshields and the grass out front. Looking at the cameras, about an hour ago, I would say it started to hit us. It's been out your way most of the day.
I
think Iowa,
snowing all day.
Yeah, places like that have been getting it. Max has been on. The Independents have been on following the snow chasers out west. So, but we are supposed to get some. It changes a lot between 1 to 4, so it could be anything. But we have a chance of snow the next 2 days. So everybody that's out there and everybody that's out west and might be traveling or whatever, watch your butts, because it's wet and slippery. It's at that freezing point. There's places that are all slushy, and I saw semis jackknifed, and it's just a big mess. So be careful out there.
theories that science has for
Oh,
how
no.
life and the universe, everything began.
Yeah.
And of course, this theory explains how the universe came into existence randomly and not by an intelligent designer.
Randomly. Okay.
Yeah, he was close there. A scientific theory explains something. And he did say theories, because there's more than one theory out there, guy. So if you want to know something about evolution or the Big Bang, there are a lot of theories. There are a lot of things, including what Einstein thought and what Darwin thought, and what he got right and what he got wrong. And many scientists over many years, and not to mention Einstein and Darwin, were a long time ago. So we
I
do
don't know about that
things.
random. I don't know about that random stuff. I heard all this random talk from these creationists, and I went out and I started climbing trees and kind of randomly jumping out of them to see if random gravity would happen. And I don't know why they call it random, because pretty much broke my ass every time, every single time. Random gravity. I don't know if random laws of the universe works too well, but maybe. Let's listen.
That's the thing. He'll throw out quite scientific things and then throw out something that means absolutely nothing in the middle of it. So he's hard to pin down where he's getting his information from, but it is bad information.
This theory of the Big Bang, it basically says that there's no intelligent design, there's no God, there's no creator.
I've never seen that in the Big Bang.
No God?
Well, there was a Big Bang because there's no God. This goes to God's Not Dead movies, that the teacher's saying that there's no God and that's the answer to everything, I guess, which is ridiculous. And
I seem to remember them getting really excited about the Big Bang because that to them that sounded like instant creation. And they used to be really excited about it, but now they're picking on it all the time. So what's up with that?
It depends what camp you're in. It does. There are Christians who have videos out that the Big Bang is totally a hoax. And there are Christians that have videos out saying the Big Bang completely aligns with the Bible. So there you go. Flip a coin. There you go. It's just like the James Webb and anything else. They either put it in the Bible or they don't put it in the Bible. It's one or the other. There's no middle ground.
Yeah, it could be one of those scientist conspiracies that we hear about at the universities, where they just, they have these things at the universities, like they try to teach gravity and stuff like that. All these conspiracy theories. I don't know. Liberal arts. That's what it's called.
That's why they don't want them to go to college. They learn all that liberal stuff.
Liberal arts, yeah. Liberal science.
Hey, Fred, how you doing? Watching GD's show? I know GD starts about 4:30, runs about an hour. So, there was a lot of people. AJ was going. A whole bunch of people are going tonight. Hope you all have good streams. And stop by when you can. Always good to see you, Fred.
There's nothing in terms of a big picture behind everything. Everything just simply came to happen on its own without any intelligent design.
And see, this is the complete misunderstanding of the Big Bang. The Big Bang set everything off. Had nothing to do with what happened later. In fact, right after the Big Bang, the universe was opaque. So I don't know how it made everything and was also opaque. Because you don't understand. It's an all-encompassing term. You did understand that. But then you made it somehow specific, which it isn't. It covers a lot of things, and it's just all those things together are called the Big Bang Theory. But you're not a cosmologist. Admittedly, those are smart people. So, maybe you should take your own advice and listen to what they have to say. And then put it in the Bible. That's fine. I don't care. I really don't care. Mike doesn't care that much yet either. We care about when you're putting stuff in the Bible that shouldn't be there, or putting stuff in a science book that shouldn't be there.
And we care about toast. Those two things, that's about it. Yeah.
We've got to care about toast. If you don't care about toast, then you don't love toast. And around here, we love toast.
We love toast.
We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast.
That is my antidepressant.
And of course, right off the bat, in this program, we unapologetically deny that statement. We unapologetically believe and teach that there is a designer, there is a creator. His name is Jesus. And this theory of evolution and the Big Bang.
I thought he didn't come along till later, like 30 years before they nailed him to a board. What do you mean?
It depends who you ask. I mean, Jesus made everything, but Jesus was also prophesized in the in the Old Testament as well as in the New Testament. And it's like they just, whenever they need Jesus, there's Jesus. That's what it is.
But that's some real bullshit that I have never heard until like a year ago or two, the first time that them claiming that Jesus is the creator. It was always God. And like,
fuck Jesus.
Since I was a kid, they have been sliding further into this Jesus thing and further and further away from the God thing. But when I went to Protestant churches and when I was 6 years old, it was God, 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 God. And then on Christmas and Easter, it was Jesus. And like, I don't understand this, what they're, I think the change in religion, it's kind of like, he's a cult leader or something. I don't know what the hell is going on, but something's going on with these people. That is surprising for me to hear. So anyway.
Hey, Brainless, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm before the stream I did catch up on my sleep because last night with Mander's birthday it got a little late. We were shooting air rifles until like almost 5 o'clock.
Wow.
And drinking. But it was fun.
Okay.
It was worth the 2-hour drive. Hell fucking yes. And yes, I know for Merkins 2 hours is like going to your neighbor. Fuck you. Over here, that's a long drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you, motherfuckers?
Well, we're learning as much as we can from this guy, which isn't much, you know.
No.
But
we haven't learned much yet.
From the people that you have on your like. Wait, that usually is not a good idea. Like those people usually aren't the smartest, and that's coming from me.
Yep.
That's why we always had to have a proper standard to put everything up against. We have Brainless here, so I mean, if you don't apply up to the, you're dumber than Brainless. So.
Dumber than me, then then just stop.
Shouldn't be making a video. You should be listening to our constructive criticism because that's what we're giving you.
But we're going to analyze them to some extent. So before we even go further, let me just give some more explanation of what the theory, this Big Bang theory is about. So we can all be on the same page before we even delve into answering the belief. So according to the Big Bang theory, and I'm quoting here from some of the material that is out there, books and other things that's out there with the Big Bang.
I like that.
According to the Big Bang theory, the universe began approximately 13.8 billion years ago from an extremely hot, dense state, which is often referred to as the singularity.
Now stop right there. Right? Just stop right there. But he's going to keep going. He's going to ruin it all.
So basically, the Big Bang theory teaches us, so it says that everything began from a very small point, from something which they call a singularity. It is a very small point. It's like a very small ball, if we could say that. It's a very small point where everything.
It's not actually a point. It's a part of mathematics, and it's called a singularity.
It's a singularity. It's
smaller a baseball, than a softball, a dot on a page, a pin prick. I've heard all the different things, but there is no true measurement of it. It's just called the singularity because that's where everything breaks down, and you can't really give a measurement to something that's broke down.
And that's what it seems like. Everything is expanding. So if you turn back time, that would all end up in one spot, and like unmeasurably small spot.
Right. But just to point it out that it's not a measurement, and it's the point of where everything gets very dense, and the universe gets about as small as it can get. Is the way I understand it. When everything's packed into a certain amount of area, that's called the singularity. So, but it wasn't everything. It was pre-everything, and then everything formed out of the Big Bang, expanding all of what was. So it's kind of tricky, and why Mike was saying there is no Big Bang theory. There isn't really something that explains all this, because it's just
but also, if I'm not
to the
mistaken,
best of our ability, I should say,
wasn't all the stuff was in one place, but like all material, everything is energy. Energy was all in one place. Matter and energy, like, yeah. It's weird. It's like
you can't even say that.
It's okay to just fucking say we don't know what it was, but it was
right
in one place.
Yeah, the density, basically, the densities and curvatures go to infinity with the math, and that means that our theory is now out of bounds. So anything that we have for physical theory right now today does not apply there, and that includes causation. That includes things like time, the beginning, space, all of that stuff. All gone, all out of bounds. We don't know what we're talking about when we're talking about it. So calling it anything that you can intuitively imagine, you're already wrong. And so these guys are already wrong that it had to like happen at a certain point. I mean, we want to think that we can wind back time. Well, time kind of started there too. So it's kind of hard to think about what time or space was with the Big Bang. And I said this over and over again. We need to stop using intuitive everyday terms to talk bullshit about something that we know nothing about. There you go.
And it's okay to say we know nothing about it, but they're scared to sound stupid.
No, that bothers them.
You keep yapping, you'll sound more stupid.
Well, he says it repeatedly that we, of course, have the answers. They're in the Bible. And it's like, yeah, but you've just contradicted yourself, because you can't agree with what the Bible says, including Trinitarians, because not everybody's a Trinitarian with the Father, Son, Holy Ghost thing. So there are Christians who only believe in the one God, and that Jesus was the Son of God, not equal to God. So I've said it quite a few times, and so have many people. If you can't get your own story straight, don't expect me to get it straight.
Hey, and so Dave, like with your pause game, like now I'm looking at him and I'm like, which woman is he thinking about? Sorry.
He's got the quiet stuff on the walls and everything. He's ready to get busy.
Yeah.
Was patented. And when we say small, we mean very, very small.
Yes.
The theory of the Big Bang theory does not explain, or it does not state where that small ball came from. It doesn't state how it began.
Right.
It simply
That's correct.
Okay.
We only state what's happening, what happened afterwards.
Yeah.
Or like what's happening right now. We know what's happening now, and we can make some guesses about what used to happen, but that's about it. So he's right.
Yeah,
and we don't know.
And also, like, okay, the Big Bang Theory doesn't say where the singularity came from.
Right.
Okay, where does your Bible say where God comes from?
Yeah, and God did it is not a full answer. I mean, that's not a satisfactory answer. It's
no,
like,
God did it. No, but
God did it.
Who did God?
That's just like when
Mary,
That's just like when Mom and Dad used to say, "Because I said so." Because God
It's-
spoke words. That's why.
It's
like,
an answer that's
God
not
said
really an
so?
answer.
That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, not an answer. Yeah. But
That's
it's
an
to them.
answerless answer.
They're good with it.
Yeah.
That's why he loves the short answers, things he thinks are a zinger, but he really hasn't said anything yet. And what is he, 624? My dude, Dave Bajnath.
He
Dude,
does have a cool name.
We're 6.5 minutes into your video. We're like setting records all over the place here. Ed, pay attention, Ed. We're setting records all over here. We're trying to listen to what you have to say about the Big Bang, but so far all you've said is it went from real small to real big, and you pretty much get that from a decommercial. So 624 isn't much. It's a lot here at Saturday night. I mean,
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, I think we were struggling to get to 3 minutes. So in under an hour, we've gotten double that. So I think we're doing pretty good. Anyway, he's not going to have much else to say. I'm going to let him ramble for a minute, then I'm going to skip ahead because he's basically, he's going to tell us that the Big Bang was very small to very big, 13.8 billion years ago. And we've got that part figured out. He says it's wrong, of course, because it's not in the Bible, but he doesn't get very far. What was he? Specifics he was going to give us? No, we haven't heard the specifics. And we're not going to. And after a couple of minutes, it's going to get skipped. I've got a couple of skip spots, and we'll get through this a lot farther than we what is it? A lot more than we think it is. I think 624 is a lot. I tell my wife it is.
Yeah.
And I'm always curious when they talk when people talk about the Big Bang, like how many people were involved in that?
Yeah. Ed says you guys really quick and never finish anything, and that's what she said. They never get to the point. I mean, gee whiz, I've given them 6.5 minutes. Get to your point. We know it was very small and it was very big. And you can do your fingers like this, small, big. Small, big. You get that. But you aren't getting anywhere. And that's why your video is so long. And I had to put some cuts in it, which I don't usually do.
Is that everything began from a very hot, dense, small point, like a very small.
See, he's repeating it again.
dense.
It was all real small, and then it got rereal big. But they don't really know
And it was
how.
denser than your brain. And it was almost as dense as your brain.
What does that remind me of? It's very small, and then it got very big.
I had a dream last night.
I don't know what that reminds me
She
of.
looked just like a dream. We'll give you another shot. You're running out. Yeah. We'll give them 10 minutes to play with. And then we're going to move on to the second part.
Bowl. Everything was packed into that.
Yes.
This was not this small, dense substance, bowl or whatever it was. It then exploded, and from that explosion, which we get into,
no one said that.
It started expanding.
Yes.
You dumb fucking cunt.
It's different than exploding.
And like he says, and it makes everything. And no, it doesn't, because was it 300,000 years worth of opaque universe? So before photons even started moving, I mean, it was a lot of energy released, screwed with the photons. They said, "Hey, what's going on?" So you should have.
I know what it was.
You should have listened.
I just figured it out. Figured it out. It was Wile E. Coyote with a big fistful of Acme dynamite. That's what it was. And it exploded. Yeah, it could be. He could be the god.
How does nothing go boom? Yeah. We're trying to figure that out, and he ain't getting us anywhere, Sam. Not anywhere.
We get into Big Bang from. from that explosion, everything came
No,
to exist that we know today.
no.
So basically, the Big Bang Theory states that everything started off as a very small.
It's like I
It's
said,
really-
he just starts repeating himself.
over and over.
I
Yeah.
also I think the term Big Bang Theory is fun for say going giggity, but like besides that, it's such an inadequate name for what it
And
is
it was a
describing.
joke when it was coined. I mean, it's not lay
but
people don't understand science is what it is. They just
everybody knows that dumb fucking science deniers do not understand jokes.
no. They don't understand reality either. I
they
mean,
don't-
the terms they use, the measurements they use, everything is goofy, and you have to understand your field and your science and your terms before you can even begin to understand it. And people like this are not applying their terms correctly to the scientific terms, which are not always the same thing.
Dense object, extremely small, and it exploded. And when that exploded, everything we see
big.
today eventually
Wait a
came
minute.
from that.
Yeah.
So this explosion, according to the Big Bang Theory,
Okay.
occurred. It did not occur in a pre-existent space. In other words, the Big Bang Theory states that there was nothing there. Yes, Quincy, interesting topic tonight. We get into some details.
No, they don't say there was nothing there. They say there was nothing outside of there.
And also
That's how you're using your words.
And also, again, not a fucking explosion.
Not an explosion.
Like,
Yeah, but he said it
And
was
we got
dense.
skeleton-
Was it dense or was it dense?
Dense. It was
or
dense.
it was Dance Revolution.
It could be
Dance
dancing,
Dance
but
Evolution.
Oh,
Hello,
my fucking God, that was-
and Fabio. Hello, Fabio. How you doing?
Skeletora.
Yeah,
Is that an A?
that's what it says. Skeletora. Kent is vapid,
Ooh.
but not nothing.
They
I
got
wish
a
it
bad
did
font.
nothing.
Got a bad font on the right. Good font on the left.
And they're messing
Anyway.
with the names and everything, and just wish they would fix the stuff that's broken. Skeleton Raw. There you go, Mike. It's skeleton or Skeletor. Skeletor Raw.
Skeletora.
Skeletor
Gotcha.
Rex. I like Skeletor Rex better.
That's one of the football players has a Raw on his name too. He got hurt yesterday.
Kent is vapid, but nothing. Kent is dense. He's dense.
Very
not just
dense.
Yeah, very dense.
Hopelessly dense.
Which I'm hoping will be helpful to explain things. This theory of the Big Bang states that this dense object wasn't
Dense.
So there's another theory.
Oh.
I don't know. He's been talking for 7.5 minutes, and now he says this theory. Like there's another theory, or is there just different wording to the theory, depending on which creationist book he looks at?
Yeah, I was thinking, like, in what book did he look up anything about the Big Bang Theory? Probably not a book about the Big Bang Theory.
Mm-hmm. That's what I think of as R and Ra every time. When I heard it on the football game, or the Ra, I kept thinking, R and Ra is playing football?
existing in anything. There was absolutely nothing. It was just this dense object. And then it exploded on its own. Very, very interesting. It says that this dense object expanded on its own with this Big Bang, carrying matter and energy with it. And that was the beginning of time, the way we know it today. So science basically says that they cannot explain what was there before this small object that exploded. All science could explain is that there was some dense small object and it exploded on its own.
So we're back to a small thing got big. He says expansion and explosion, so we'll give him credit. He did say expansion. Either way, it means big. So from small to big, and that's all we've gotten in 8 minutes is the Big Bang explains everything was real small at one time because, like Mike said, they look at the universes and they all went back to one point, and the redshift and the cosmic microwave radiation, cosmic microwave background radiation. Here we go. All these lines of evidence all point to an old universe. And missing mod, the Magic Zubo. I've got the Magic Zubo queued up because I thought I might want to listen to it tonight. So you might be in luck if you hang out for a little while. You might hear the Magic Zubo.
Who doesn't want to listen to the Magic Zubo song?
Yeah, that's a good song. Even Stephanie has come around to the Magic Zubo. So love you, Stephanie. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
The Big Bang Theory goes on to state, from this small, dense object, the universe has been continuously expanding and cooling. And this process led to the formation of fundamental particles and then atoms. And eventually...
Now wait, eventually, you said everything happened all at once, and it didn't. See, this is where he mixes things up. So let's get straightened out. You got it mixed up. You're eventually, and things came from things, and blah, 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 blah. But yet a minute ago, you said the Big Bang was poof, everything was there. So you're mixing things up, and it doesn't make any sense.
It led to the vast complex structures like stars and galaxies that we observe today. So over many...
That we observe today, over many years, these things happen. So you're contradicting yourself, my guy. So check your notes. They are not right. And Scott Duke is dropping Answers in Atheism Toast. If you want your answers, you get them from Answers in Atheism on Toast.
Years. This is 13.8 billion years ago, according to science, that it started, and we are here today observing all these things. And so the Big Bang Theory basically says that there's no design behind this process. That
you already said that once.
It does not say that. It doesn't say anything about design or designers or about God or any fucking thing. It's like, I don't know where you got that from. Anyway.
I hope she made you some good toast.
I'm on toast.
There's no explanation as to what caused this bang. There's no explanation of how this small, dense object existed, where it came from. There's no explanation about that. There's no explanation about the source. The Big Bang Theory and science as a whole simply says that it existed, there was an explosion, and everything is here today. So where did how did science come up with that theory?
From the observations of everything was very close. And now it's 13.8 billion years, and it's moved that far away. And we found out it's moving farther and farther away, faster and faster, exponentially, and we don't know why. And that's where things like dark matter, dark energy, dark gravity, all these things come in because they help answer these questions. Doesn't mean they're true. It's a lot of it's mathematics, but it makes the math work right. So that's why they say they don't know what these things are. They're just placeholders, and they're right.
Yeah,
they are placeholders till we figure out what is causing it. Go ahead, Brainless.
And like dark matter can be thousands of things. Could be one thing, but could also be thousands of things. Dark matter is like there is something there, and like calculations don't add up. We need to add that. So there's probably some form of matter or whatever, or energy. And like, yeah, we can't see it. And like things you can't see usually to us are or look dark.
This is true. And this is also why lay people should be very careful about using scientific terms that they don't understand. Doesn't mean that they know what it is necessarily. They know, however, though, that it does make the math work in a lot of these situations. So it's accepted until, like with Einstein, different math is produced, and he's found out to be wrong about something, and they're after he admits he's wrong, and then they can move on, and science advances. Doesn't mean that it was bad that he was wrong. It just means that he was wrong about something. He was right about other things. It's no fault of any scientist, because all scientists have been there.
Yeah.
Does dark matter explain Wes Huff? He had his time in the sun. I think he's about done. He was like everywhere, and then he was like nowhere. Mike wants to know the real question: what actually happened at t equals zero, or whether there or even was a t equals zero? Is an open frontier of quantum gravity.
Yeah.
And a lot of these things explained after the Big Bang are, yes, explained after the Big Bang, because we don't know what happened before the Big Bang. Again, the theologians don't know either. They'll say they do. They'll say the Bible says so, but 100 years ago they said the Bible said something totally different, just because of what science discovered under a microscope or in a telescope or something like that. They just adjust it to, oh, well, the Bible said that all along. Well, isn't that a coincidence? Even though it says 180 degrees from each other on what it actually says and what they say it says, they're just fitting it into the Bible, which is exactly what he doesn't want to do, which is exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
And we're going to skip, because he's going to repeat small to large. I don't know how many. Yeah. I almost, if I'd had the time, I would have cut them all out and put them all together. And he's got, it must be 10 of them. It went from small to big, went from big to small to big, big to small. Yeah, we get it. We with the fingers, and he does it all different ways. And it was small, and then it was big, and it was an expansion, but it was an explosion, but it was, and so anyway, he goes about halfway through, and then he gets to his retort. So we're going to skip ahead.
It didn't just evaporate. It changed.
About halfway.
Oh, I like this a lot better.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he sounds much more intelligent this way, doesn't he?
Yeah, he makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
Holy.
With
fucking
chaos.
hell.
That those things don't match. They don't line up. Another thing here, according to science, the Einstein, most of us are familiar with Einstein. Einstein had a law which he came up with after studying the universe and everything in his time when he was alive. He came up with a theory called the
He came up with a law or a theory or a mathematical formula to help explain away things.
I remember
you use a lot of terms. Yeah, a lot of terms. Yes, he didn't like the fact that the universe was not steady state. He made up a law and later said it was his biggest blunder, arguing against a changing universe and holding fast to steady state. Once he found out nobody held to steady state anymore.
And also the thing that he just showed that he knows jack shit about what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Because he mixed three terms in one sentence, used three terms to describe the same thing, a law, a theory, and
a fudge factor.
He's hurting my non-existing brain.
That's the thing. I don't know where he's getting this information from, but it's all jumbled together. It's not correct.
General relativity, and probably some of us have heard that. And I won't go into the science because there's a lot of details, but I'll just give the broad highlights here. According to this theory of general relativity, this law, of general relativity, basically this law, the conclusion of it is that the universe is in an equilibrium. When scientists and mathematicians use this law of general relativity that Einstein came up with, and they agree with the law, One of the conclusions that that law causes us to come to is that the universe is in something called an unstable equilibrium. What that simply means is the universe is in a delicate state. If anything changes, the universe could fall apart. The universe is basically held together in a very delicate state. It is in an equilibrium. Everything is in a balance, but it's a very delicate balance. A little thing could throw it off. But this general relativity.
How is it in equilibrium and expanding?
And things blow up and run into each other, and
there is nothing, not one single thing in the whole universe that is stable whatsoever.
Yeah.
There's nothing completely stable. Everything is changing or moving.
Hey, Deconverted Man, this is a good one for you. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about, but he thinks he does. You might want to look at his channel later. His name is David Bajnath. Don't ask me to pronounce it. Even when he pronounces it, I don't get it. But he is a David, so. But we've been trying to figure it out. And usually it doesn't take us much to figure out, but this guy loses us so much, it's even hard to figure out.
Relativity that Einstein came up with and which science holds to, it tells us the conclusion from that law is that everything is being held together in a delicate equilibrium. If there's chaos, according to science, remember the second law of thermodynamics says everything is heading to.
Oh, there it is. The second law of thermodynamics. He had to say the second law of thermodynamics.
Oh my God. He sounds like a flirt.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a clue what the second law of thermodynamics is. I can guarantee that.
Yeah.
So what's chaos? Everything is falling apart. How could it be falling apart, but yet at the same time, science says everything is being held together in a.
No, science says that entropy can happen and non-entropy can happen in different places at the same time. It's how space works. In the end, it will all balance out, but it doesn't mean there can't be pluses and minuses in different parts of the universe. Anybody that says anything different doesn't understand. The sun gives you energy in. Other places don't have a sun and they're taking energy out. You can call it stable or unstable or whatever you want to, thermodynamics, but it only applies to isolated systems. These things are not isolated systems. No, you don't understand.
Delicate balance. These are contradictory things, but we could see things being held together. Do you know the Bible says in Hebrews chapter 1 and in Hebrews chapter 11, it says that the world and everything that exists is held together by the word of God. But actually it talks about the word of Jesus.
Wait a minute. How do words hold together?
Yeah. Well, I think if you write it like if you have a cable and you write words on it and then you can tie it together, I think.
Right. And okay, if there was a word of God and God existed outside of space-time and he created everything, including the angels, the devil, and everything else, who the fuck was God talking to with these words?
That is actually quite a good question.
Yeah.
What did he need? The word is the answer to everything. It's always the word.
The word.
Yeah, I would more think like God was thinking, "Let there be light."
Yeah,
why did he need to talk?
You know.
Like and like also like why did he need to talk? Like, isn't he all powerful?
Yeah. But this kind of like sounds to me like somebody dancing naked around the fire and saying magical incantations. This is where they got it from. Is that magic idea that we can make something happen with a word? Like right now, I could scream something about party time or temptations, and my cats would come running. It's like the word of Mike. I made kitties come. Oh, here they come.
I do have to give a.
Never mind.
I do have to give a shout out to the kitty. We had to put our kitty down this week.
Yeah.
It was a sad week. We have her remains in a nice little bag from the vet. It was very nice of them. Gave her sympathies and everything, but we had been told on a previous visit that she was in bad shape. The X-ray didn't look good, and to take her home and enjoy the time we had left. And that turned out to be only a few weeks or so. And she had an attack, and we thought it was best, 2 times to the vet, and she was an old animal. Within a couple of weeks, as a pet owner, it's time. So
How old?
How old? She was over 17 years old.
Yeah, she was an old one.
Yeah.
And she wasn't eating well, and you see the commercials with finicky cats. Well, you haven't seen nothing like trying to get a sick cat to eat. We tried everything. My wife tried everything.
Yeah,
she did all she could do. So rest in peace, Satis. That's Satis. Yes, she had a unique name. And we will miss her. She was a trooper. She was a feral cat that we took in and homesteaded her, so to speak. And she wasn't always really friendly, but she was our gato. And so goodbye to the gato. Never owned a cat before, and for owning only one cat in my life, I could have had a lot worse of a cat to live with. So I will say that. So goodbye, Miss Gato. And Stop the Stupidity gifting 5 captive desk memberships, and they go out to Detroit Atheist Queen, Liz Allen, Jessica, Hi Jasper, and Phil Hugger, all the way around the world. Thank you very much. Stop the Stupidity, and you rock. And I mean that with all sincerity.
You rock, let's rock with the fire in our veins. Rock on to the skies, to the thunder and rain. All hail Bigfoot, the legend, the king. He walks among the shadows, the wild spirits sing.
You rock. Thank you very much. Stop the Stupidity.
Definitely.
And R.I.P. to Satis. Welcome to the show, Trusty Ape. We had Satis for a lot of years, so good gato. I'll give her that. And so thank you very much. Let's see if anybody else had joined in. Vesta's also here. Good to see you. And it was a sad time for the missus, but she made it through it well, and we've all made it through it well. So I said, enjoy the holidays with your gato, and we got to enjoy almost to the holidays. So, but pets, that's the toughest part about owning a pet, and when you get bad news at the vet, it's always hard to take. And she did really well suffering through it. It was mostly her cat, but I did have a word or two about whether she could come in the house and not be a stray anymore. And we decided she could come in the house. So that's how we got a gato. So it was a cool gato. Gato came back from a life. It had 9 lives. It went through the neighbor's fan belt, was in a garbage can. It came walking down the sidewalk, the driveway the one day. And it was kind of meow and shaking her head and all greasy, and she had a slice on her nose, and tough little gato. She made it on her own and healed herself and everything. So yeah, we took her in, and that's how we ended up with a gato. So that's and then now you found out we don't have the gato anymore. So there are now plants all over the gato tree. I don't know where the plants were before, but they're all over the gato tree. So she did enjoy chewing on the missus's plants too. So wherever you are right now, may you be chewing on a lot of plants from your tree for all of time.
Yeah, I've got 3 cats, and Loki and Thor I've had for 12, 13 years now. And if I lose those cats, I really kind of am going to be worried about myself because I'm way too close to these cats. I don't know. I got to get a girlfriend. I gotta do something. I don't know.
And we've got our fill. We've got our pups out back that are have their own headstones, and now the gato is the gato was cremated, but so we've got a mix of cremated and buried. But yeah, over the years, it's always a tough part. One day, you're giving them a big kiss, they're giving you a big kiss, and the next day they're passed away, or you're taking them to the vet for the last time, and it's really tough. It's really tough. So to all the pet owners, enjoy the time that you have. Mike, enjoy the time that you have, because it's not very long.
Yeah.
Every time I think about it, I give him another hug, another pat. Yeah. Yep.
And we've got a really young dog, and we've got a really old dog, and you tell each of them, hey, I know you're happy to be around, but give the old guy a break at the same time. Okay, now back to something a little more entertaining.
It says in Hebrews chapter 1, verse 3, that Jesus is the one who created everything. And it says he's the one who now upholds everything by his word. Let me put it like this.
Stuff.
Where does it say that? Does it?
I don't know.
Does it say that in the Bible? And when did the Bible come to be? Was it before the word, or was it after? I don't know. Did somebody see it happen and they wrote it down in the Bible? Or I don't get it.
It's too confusing when you take it literally, but that's what you're supposed to, but not actually, because if you take it too literally, you've got it wrong.
Yeah.
Hi, Ryan. How you doing? Good to see you.
Hello.
Ed, too. Citation, please. He's right with you. Mike, citation, please. It's just an excuse. Yeah. And it's just like whenever anything good happens, it's God. Whenever anything bad happens, it's a demon or Satan. It's
or man.
Yeah, or man, the fall, the curse. So many things that God designed, but God holds no responsibility for. So
yeah,
has no power over. Oh no, he's all powerful, right? Wait, no, he isn't.
Sometimes
He does not want to do that, but then he's not all good. And maybe he doesn't know about it. Oh wait, that makes him not all knowing. So
in the beginning, when God said, "Let there be," that word which he spoke, it did not only create things back then. That very same word.
What's happening?
I think Dave has a bit of a shit connection.
Okay. But I heard him say,
because Dave and the video were glitchy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He sounded like the Fonzie trying to say he's wrong.
we caught a little glitch, so we're back to it.
This law of relativity proves Christ is keeping the universe, and nothing is a coincidence. Yes, Quincy. If God's word fails, the universe will fall apart, because the universe and everything in it is being held together by the word of God. That is what the science, the law of general relativity is saying.
Now there he's going to mix it with the science, and the science doesn't say that. It's
wait. Did he literally say that the theory of relativity says that if the word of God fails, the universe falls apart? Did he just say that?
Well, he also explained how the universe is changing and expanding, and it's getting faster and faster. So, what does God's word actually hold together? It's not holding anything. It's
no. Like
not accurate.
It's all those atheists that are causing the expansion of the universe because the universe is starting to fall apart. I don't know. I'm just making up shit as I go.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's what he's doing, I think.
He is.
Skeptic philosophy. You can join us. Yeah.
So what bit his ass to get him started complaining about all this stuff? The Big Bang and evolution.
It's Big Bang and evolution. That's basically what it is.
Something bit him on the butt?
No.
I guess so.
He's just jealous that he wasn't part of the Big Bang.
He wasn't there.
Giggity.
Let me drop this in the chat. There you go. That's for
Careful you don't drop it on somebody.
That's for skeptic philosophy.
Don't drop it on anybody's toes.
Yeah.
God's word holds my booty hole together. Everybody's got to have their booty hole closed, otherwise it gets real messy real quick.
Oh, that skeptic philosophy is having a stream?
He wanted to join in.
Oh, okay. I see.
It is not the law of general relativity is not saying they're not saying that the word of God is keeping things together, but they could say they know that things are being held together. In the Bible, we know that that is by the word of God. And I also want to say something else here.
Wait a minute.
Many of us are probably familiar with the James Webb.
Well, he's up there on the list.
So he's still shouting? Like, stay together, stay together, stay together. It's like, he must be getting tired.
Little bit.
No, but no, he won't get tired because he's all powerful.
I didn't particularly mean tonight. I was just throwing out in general, but I appreciate the invite.
Well, if you ask for an invite, you'll get one. If you don't want to hang around, that's fine too. I mean, whatever. We're
no, that's
relaxed
great.
here.
I enjoy to come in and chat.
We were taking a look at David. Still haven't figured out how to say his last name. Bajnath. Nahath. Something.
Yeah,
his name's David. Yeah, he's. I don't know where he gets his info from, but it's interesting. So we're gonna see where he takes it.
Telescope. James Webb was a great scientist before, and they named a telescope after him. But this telescope has given us so many pictures of the universe and different things from the universe.
And speaking of, Mike, the James Webb telescope is also taken by Christians to be a positive for things in the Bible and a negative for things in the Bible. So depending on which Christianity you are, whether they accept the Big Bang or they accept evolution or they accept the James Webb, anything that's new that might or might not align with the Bible, you've got different camps that decide. It's not what's actually in the Bible, it's which camp wins out, and over time, which one will overcome the minority.
Yeah, it's interesting. Pretty much anything that gets discovered on any particular day is more proof for God for them. Yeah. They keep putting it out. Or
it's not. Yeah. And that's the thing when you're looking for videos, especially like us content creators, you'll notice that one video will say, we accept the Big Bang, it's proof of God. And you go to the next video and they will say, we reject the Big Bang. It goes against what God's word says. And the word is supposed to be the powerful thing here, but it doesn't seem to be when they don't want it to be.
Well, that's the running gag, isn't it? I mean, it used to be that all Christians kind of had the idea that that the constant of the universe, that it's not expanding or contracting, is proof that there's a God. And then when they found out, oh yeah, it is all expanding. Proof that there's a God.
Proof that there's a God, right? Again.
Make up your mind.
No matter what it is.
You can't lose. Heads I win, tails you lose.
Like exactly. The cell is real simple and elegant and it's designed, and the cell is complex. Oh, it must be designed because it's complex. It's like, which
Hello,
is it?
Jevum. How you doing? Good to see you.
I can't wait until they win their theocracy in this country, and then there's going to be like political parties, Lutherans, Catholics, and Southern Baptists, and it'll be interesting to watch them all fight with each other.
Well, that's fine, because I keep pointing out to them, if you can't answer yourselves, then you've got no business answering me, which goes back to, what is it, the line in Peter that says always be prepared with a defense. but at the same time, they can throw at you, don't throw pearls before swine. So, you can't lose. You can't lose. You either have to answer them or you don't have to answer them. Depends on what page you flip to in the Bible.
Yeah.
Well, only if you're a swine, David.
Yeah, well, you have to be a swine first, or a cockroach. Sometimes being a cockroach helps because we do have a lot of cockroaches around here too. Sometimes it's if you get paint on that big smile, even though you live in the corner.
After some time, they started to use the information from that telescope and started to study things. And so there was a study that was done a few years ago by scientists, astrophysicists, and all these different people using the images from the James Webb Telescope. What they found out when they used the images from the telescope is that about 2/3 of the galaxies which they studied were rotating in a clockwise direction, and the remaining 1/3 of the galaxies that they studied were rotating in a counterclockwise direction.
Oh, those are the atheist galaxies.
Yeah, guys, what have you heard? What is the consensus, or what are the ideas as to why some galaxies spin one way and other galaxies spin the other way? And not to mention that, but planets, moons, etc., that can spin the opposite way, even though the other ones are spinning the opposite way. So what are your thoughts? Are there a lot of explanations or absolutely none?
I would say momentum, but also doesn't it depend on from which direction you look at it?
Mm-hmm.
Just the expanding force and how the quarks form the matter. I mean, it could be that a lot of this is post Big Bang also. So I don't know the answer to that. I do know that there's a science innovator that actually does talk about this subject a fair amount. I can't think of his name, but he's got a thick Russian accent, and he actually talks about this subject. He's a whole video on it.
Oh.
But I don't really remember it.
But isn't it basically just, it depends on what forces acted on it when it was created?
Or even after it was created. Let's say a planet runs into another planet. If it doesn't vaporize, it might change its trajectory. But like to 6-7. Oh, I was catching up on South Park the other day. 6 to 7. I'll crack up laughing later. I get it.
It's like we had, like, when Earth was still young, the moon smashed in, or a Mars-sized object smashed into Earth. If it would have hit the Earth on the other side, it might have changed. If it hit in a different way, it could have changed the rotational direction.
Yeah.
And they
like,
have,
like
they have Pluto.
There are so many things that can change something like that. Like,
doesn't it depend on which side you're viewing it from? That too. Yeah.
But
no, I don't think it does actually.
Really?
I don't think it matters on what side. I mean, this is the same thing with the argument with the flat earthers is there an angle that you can see that accounts for the sun going clockwise on one side of the earth and counterclockwise on the other? No, there's not an angle in which you can see it that it changes the direction of it. Like if you're making rotational it from one angle and it's in the counterclockwise, it's in the counterclockwise from the other rotation. I guess the only difference would be, I guess there could be directional momentum away from you in this direction, so you could see a different topographical. I guess there could be. If you're talking three-dimensional.
If you look at Earth from like above the North Pole, it rotates one way, and if you look from the South Pole, it rotates. It seems to rotate the other way.
So it would depend on where you were.
In the same direction, but like the direction is based on a arbitrary position that you say, like, this is the side we're viewing it from.
It's not arbitrary. We're the center of the universe, Brainless. It's not
Well, then the
arbitrary.
other thing,
Oh
like,
yeah,
okay,
sorry, God.
yeah. Well, I fact checked it
No,
with
I'm
ChatGPT, and it said that basically it's geometry plus initial conditions. And if you let's see, if you look at it, flip it to the opposite side, and they'll one counterclockwise. Flip it over to the clockwise. It's not an intrinsic label; it's relative to your line of sight, how you look at
yeah.
it. So I don't know what the hell.
What
What he's
what are they
saying
comparing
exactly.
it to? I mean, is there a standard of what is clockwise and what's counterclockwise?
Relative
or-
to us.
And what
It's
the
all
fuck
gotta be
does it
relative to the
matter?
viewing point.
Yeah,
Why does it matter? Okay, he's going to tell us why it
That's what they
matters.
said on Futurama. Won't the
And-
planet
and-
spin
and
the wrong
like-
way? And they're like,
It's
so?
okay. He's going to tell us how this proves God in a moment. So we'll,
yeah, no,
we'll
but like
all be
that-
cleared up.
I do believe that most objects in the universe do rotate in the same direction. That is true. Because I've heard that before. Doesn't mean it's completely true, but like that has been said. So
Yeah, my
But-
bathtub
but-
does that. I don't know.
And does astronomy really care? You know, that's the question. Do they really care? I mean, if you're on this planet, does it really matter to you which way you're spinning?
Yeah,
no, but I do think it has to do with like figuring out how things were created. That's when you look at what direction they're spinning. That can tell you something about what has happened.
When I emptied the tub, my cats have been trying for 12 years to get it to go the other way. No success.
And that just goes against every logic about science that science has. Because
Well,
if
it
you
does.
had an explosion,
Yeah.
the explosion would cause things to fly apart in a particular direction.
And what if it caused part of them to fly off in a different spin? And it would continue with that spin. So yeah, you can go origins, set the universe off that way, or something ran into the universe, or universes ran into each other, and the result was a universe spinning in an opposite direction or at a certain degree different direction, or whatever it might be. Could be from collisions post formation. So you've got two options right off the bat that I've seen you not even address, and I'm sure there are plenty more.
Yeah. This is a new argument. I don't think I'd ever heard this argument before they started selling cannabis in gas stations. It's brand
Cell
new.
phones and
If they go in a direction, their rotation will be the same. All should be rotating the same way, but they are not. According to science, there are some galaxies.
now wait a minute. According
I
to
don't think it
science,
says that.
science would say, how come some are going one way and some are going another
And some
way?
are going-
Science, yeah, he's got it backwards. What the question it would be asked.
Well,
by
he's
science.
confusing science with the word of God. He thinks science says, "Oh, it should go this way," and the word of science is going to make it go that way. No, that's not what
I don't think
Anton
science says
Petrov.
it has to go a certain way either.
I haven't found the video yet, but it's Anton.
Oh, it's
Petrov.
Anton. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
he does a
Anton, yeah.
video about this subject. I'll have to find it.
Okay.
Anton does good stuff.
Rotating in one direction clockwise, and there's other galaxies rotating in another direction counterclockwise. That goes against science, goes against logic. How could that?
No, exactly what you're saying. It goes against science. It goes against logic. How
I
could
got
it
it.
be? That's the question science addresses. They don't say, well, this is outside of our realm or something. They say, why does one galaxy spin one way and another one spin another way? It's not hard. Mike dropping that in the chat. Thank you, Mike.
Yep.
Be? And we in the Bible, we believers who hold to the Bible, could simply explain about the fact that God is the one who does that. And I believe God did that to show these people that He exists and He is the one. He is
God waited 4,000 years for an astronomer
Yeah,
to
for the
write a
James Webb.
paper to explain to the Jews 4,000 years ago that God is really, because is real. He also has a sense of humor, and he wanted to show those smart scientists when they figured out in 4,000 years that this universe is spinning. Come on. Every time they use this argument, it is bad. I mean, when they can't explain something, they say, well, God did this to make the scientists look bad. It's like, what?
If God gave a shit, he could have told us about galaxies in Genesis verse 3, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and there be galaxies out there, and they look like little whirly donut things.
The easier proof
I
with
give
less
them
energy
4,000 years.
What's that?
would be the groundhog during Groundhog's Day. When everybody's watching it and it comes out, if it poops a golden tablet with the verses, this is unreal. It'd take way less energy.
It would,
aligning all of and everyone would see it like, wow, this is amazing.
Just one fucking groundhog shitting a golden tablet would do it for me.
Tablet. We all seen it.
Yeah, he's on TV all the time, so hell, that'd be good distribution.
And he's on over and over and over again if you watch Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
The one who's controlling these things and keeping everything in a balance. So even though you have some of these galaxies operating one way and other galaxies operating a different way, they are still being held together. How could you have?
See, it doesn't matter which way the galaxy spins, God did it. So you can't lose. There you go.
Different galaxies operating different ways, but yet everything being held together. Science cannot explain that, but we can. The Hebrews chapter 1 verse 3, it is the word of Jesus Christ, the creator, who holds all these things together.
What about God? There, he did it again.
I don't know.
Jesus Christ, the creator. What about
God is sidelined,
He's sidelined. Jesus is like the TikTok generation, right? And God is like old school.
God says, once again, the lobsterist has more science than the Bible. I've got to agree there.
This isn't completely new eschatology.
It is.
This is no, it's not. It's been around a little bit.
Oh, it is.
It's not been as popular. It's based on John chapter 1 verse 3 is what it's based on, and it's the idea that the Word, which is God, was made flesh. That everything happened through him. Everything was made through him, and through him nothing was made.
Okay. And everything sticks together through him and through his word?
Right. It's like he's the conduit. He's the bun hole. He's the bun hole through which all things are made. He's the bun.
Is it a bun hole or a bung hole?
I don't know. The accent's thick. I couldn't tell.
At that scale, it doesn't matter whether he's a bunghole or a bun hole. Well,
how you doing, tons of mice? Good to see you.
Okay.
And so the Big Bang Theory, although they have science that could point it and they have conclusion, what the Big Bang Theory really tries to do is to say that there is no God. Everything is random.
There is no God. Now, mind you, I said about repeating himself. You can go back about halfway through this video and he says the same thing. It's because God said so, and it's in the Bible, and it's like, okay, you aren't getting us anywhere, though. Absolutely nowhere in this video.
Yeah, no, but he's saying the Big Bang Theory says there is no God. The Big Bang Theory doesn't mention anything about God. No. That's what they think. Like, oh, you say something different than my book.
Unless they want it to, and then it says everything about God. So, TP from our bunghole. Yes,
it's not eschatology. I misspoke. But it's their cosmology model.
I was binging some Beavis and Butthead too. we must have been binging the same things, Deconverted Man. Hi, Tori. Good to see you. Welcome back. Hope you have a good lunch.
Everything came by itself on its own. But some of these objections, and there are many more, I just give some. Some of the objections that we give shows that the conclusion that there's no creator, there's no designer, that is wrong.
You can have a creator, a designer, evolution, Big Bang, James Webb Telescope, and still believe in God, because many people do. So it is possible to do it is impossible to do for, let's say, the cultist, or like the guy said at the beginning here, nothing's going to change his mind anyways. He's already got his mind made up. So that, that's fine for you. It's also a problem for the religion that can't make up its mind. And that's one of the problems is, you take this guy and let's say our favorite Brad or somebody, and you put them up against head to head, they're not going to agree over the same book. So therein is a problem before you ever bring us atheists into the room, is that the theists can't agree on the book.
But Dave, he says he will not change his mind. Then why the fuck is he entering a discussion?
Yeah,
I think he's preaching more than anything.
To
be fair,
did we miss the part where he explained why it's wrong? Okay, I've got a hydrogen atom in front of me
because he says so.
Well,
I got a hydrogen atom in front of me. Did it just get here by itself, or was there a
God
designer?
did it.
He said word.
And it's just wrong.
That's the problem. That's the problem. His definition of explanation keeps changing. Like when he says the scientists can't explain, he means a very detailed, laid out kind of thing of how all of the individual components works. But when he explains, he says the word.
Yeah, that's it.
How did the word do it? What happened with
the word do it? Right.
Right.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier,
given there. So
who was the word for when we just had God? Who was the word for? What do we need the word for? What the hell is the word? I don't know. They call it logos, I think, in Eastern. What is it? Eastern Orthodox, the logos or whatever. The logos. The thing that
word for it.
The thing that makes everything work.
And he already said that he knows the real answer because it's in the Bible. And that's what we've been trying to point out. But they can't agree with what the Bible says. And he's saying it's all in this word God. And everything, when it's not actually in there. But he can just throw the word on anything because they use the word plenty in the Bible to explain things that they can't explain. And they're still doing
Rimmer's Brigary just dated themselves with "The Bird is the Word." You remember that song? The Bird is the Word.
Bird is the Word.
Bring that up.
Man, that's
modern,
man. That's
in
Family Guy right now.
Yeah, if you watch Family Guy.
Oh, really? Oh,
it's in a couple episodes.
No,
he gets the 33
you dated yourself, Mike.
He gets a 33 or 45 out of a record machine or something and takes it home and he plays it till they hide it on him. And
well, I wasn't around when that record came out, but I was around when the record was created. The concept record was created right when, back in the old day, we used to have clay tablets and we just took a stick and poked holes in it. And that's what we did for music.
I kind of thought that.
That was our time, Morty.
Spirals that spin sideways.
He brings the bird is the word back a couple of times along with the chicken fight. So if you follow Family Guy, you'll see it a couple of times.
Oh, he's got a few things.
That is completely false. And again, I just give a few objections to that. So the Big Bang Theory, it does not and it cannot hold water, as we see. There is a creator and there's a God. But besides that, I want to move on from the Big Bang to evolution.
All right. See what he did there? He just said, well, it doesn't hold water. And he spent a good time of this video not explaining why. But he just says it doesn't because it doesn't agree with his reading of the Bible. Or whoever he's misquoting or disquoting or is quoting or whatever the word proper is, he's doing it right or wrong.
He just did a low key, not true. I win.
Yeah, and that was more than half of the video. So then I put this cut in. So he's going to get up to the Big Bang, where evolution, because the Big Bang and evolution are the two biggest things on any creationist hit list, along with now it's the Big Bang or the James Webb Telescope. Whether or not the pictures are accurate, how many years they actually represent, that the universe is a lot older than they say, but it can't be because this is coming from a young Earth creationist like Jason Lyle, and they just cannot make up their minds. Whatever stokes the headlines, clickbait, whatever you want to call it, that's what they go with. Yeah, they could really care less what the terminology means or what it is or anything else. As long as they get views on the video, that seems to be the main thing. And whether or not people like Brad and Sal and all the rest of them will follow along and all nod their heads one way or another and take up their sides. And then whatever side picks the most, that's what they tend to go with. So it has nothing to do with the facts or anything like that. It has to do with what's popular, as it always has been in any religion.
And to talk about that there, because the Big Bang tries to explain how everything began, but then the theory of evolution tries to explain how everything continued after the Big Bang and eventually reached to the place where we are today, how mankind, quote unquote, evolved.
I thought the Big Bang explained everything.
But
it's no good as a theory because it doesn't explain everything. But that's why you have the theory of evolution, which isn't any good either because it doesn't explain everything. Jeez, you're getting nowhere fast.
Wait, is there a scientific theory that explains everything? No.
No.
Bible is not a.
No.
It's not a scientific theory. It's nonsense. It's a fairy
I'll take
tale.
the Bible explains everything. I'll take the Quran explains everything. Every time I've talked to these apologists, it's very clear that it doesn't explain anything any better than what your neighbor says about what it explains. And it can be 180 degrees apart. So therein lies the problem. It would be less of a problem if they would say, my religion explains everything, and here's why. And the next person would say, exactly. And they all agree with each other. But no, you're not going to get that. The neighbor's going to say, well, and the church across the street's going to say, well, and the church down the street is going to say, well, and they all have different ideas. So there lies one of the biggest problems.
There is one idea. The word explains everything. The word.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Gotta have the word.
there you go. Okay, we can all go home now. Hang it up.
Bats are
What
night
word is
vision
that?
cameras. That's true.
The word. Nobody was around to hear it, so we don't know which word it was. So there you go. And did it matter?
For some people, it's Jesus. For other people, it isn't. So we're trying to figure that one out too.
Once I was really,
And the thing,
I'm sorry, the bats thing that where I mentioned no, they're not birds, they're bats. That was because of Leviticus's bats, birds, bats are birds.
Well, the Bible's always
once
right.
I was really ripped on acid once, and I was laying on a rock out in the middle of the woods, and I looked up at the clouds, and it spelled out, and it sounded like "rarm." So I think the word is "rarm," like "rarm." I can tell you this: that was the word. I knew it.
what the theory of evolution is, that also tries to put God out of the picture, because what it tries to do is to give a logical explanation for how we as human beings, how we came to be, how we are today, but without the existence of God. It tries to rationalize. Theory of evolution tries to give a logical explanation for how we eventually arrive to where we are today, but without any God and the input of a creator and a designer. So again, just to make sure we are all on the same page, let me just explain briefly what the theory of evolution is about. And then
You just said the theory of evolution is the same thing as the Big Bang. It explains everything without God. You don't know what a theory is. I think that's your first problem. You don't know what a theory is, and you're trying to, everything is a theory and everything is not a theory. Well, because you don't understand what a theory is. A theory tries to explain something, doesn't explain everything.
Oh no, I think he somehow disconnected.
Where did Dave go?
Mike, take over. There we go.
I hit the wrong button. There we go. Well, they changed the buttons around on me, and I was looking and I clicked on the wrong button. Anyway, no, you're wrong. You've been wrong through this whole video. You continue to be wrong, and you're wrong again.
Well, he hasn't said anything. I don't know if he can
I
even
know.
be wrong.
Half hour in, and you haven't said anything to be wrong or right. You're just saying the Bible says so, and we've already pointed out to you the Bible can say so 180 degrees and every degree in between one believer and another.
You got a super chat, Dave.
Fred Harvey is sharing some love with those atheism $20. Assertion is not an explanation. Heads I win, tails you lose is not an answer to an argument. Well, theologians think it is. And if I would have known better, I would have got my coin out that has the heads and tails on it.
Dave, now you're saying something impossible. You said theologians think. That's impossible.
Well, I know one thing for sure.
You rock, let's rock with the fire in our veins. Rock on till the skies, till the thunder and rain. All hail Bigfoot, the legend, the king. He walks among shadows, the wild spirits sing.
I know for a fact that Fred rocks and is a great supporter of the channel. Thank you, Fred. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Fred.
Fred's dropping those emojis. Remember, folks, here to Answers in Atheism, make sure you drop those emojis, especially Answers in Atheism on toast, as well as the cryptid ones, the spirit away. We've got the best emojis anywhere. So feel free to drop them as much as you want to.
Yeah, let's go do that.
Thanks, Fred.
And we will get into answering it. The theory of evolution, it explains something called spontaneous generation.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
That's not evolution.
Where did you make this leap from?
Where did he pull that out of his ass?
I guess he got tired of hearing the law of biogenesis or something.
Yeah.
I think he heard that in the Bible where somebody apparently said something and things just popped into existence.
Yeah.
Hello, Eric. How you doing?
I just cannot get my head around like them saying like, oh, that is impossible. But when God says it does it, it is possible. Like,
it is possible, yeah.
No,
with the word.
Is it possible or not? You stupid fuck.
You need the word.
Gotta have the word, yeah.
But bird's the word.
What that means, spontaneous generation. According to that teaching, DNA, the DNA code, the nucleus, cell wall, and energy all were existing.
What happened to him?
That's right.
Somebody said the word.
Spontaneous disappearance.
Yeah, that's where I made a cut.
Spontaneous disappearance.
That's where Dave
You
made
can't
a cut
do that
and
without
fucked
God, Dave.
Yeah, he
I remember
unbanged.
where it was.
How could you?
Unless you have a
Apparently
really
he
big mark,
unbanged.
it's hard to pick up.
Does this mean that Dave is God?
Could be. John seems to think so. Hello, John. Good to see you.
Hey, John.
Yeah, all right. He's gonna try and do his explanation now. I believe this is the explanation cut.
The exciting part.
Just to remind me where it was.
Wait, is there an
It's going to
exciting
get
part
really
about this?
technical. Yeah, this is going to get really technical, guys. I can tell.
Yeah, it's
It's gonna
taking
be hard
most
to
of the
follow.
video for him to not explain the Big Bang. So
You all got your
he's-
pencils and slide rules out now, so we can follow this.
I guess we're gonna get
He's going
learned.
to explain how the word done it all.
Yeah, the word's going to do it for us. Yep.
There's 10
Yep, this
seconds.
explanation is exactly as deep as I thought it was going to be.
I moved the
So
video
far.
over a little bit, but sometimes it's hard to cooperate with the video. I didn't write a timestamp, which I should have done. It's around here somewhere.
It's around.
That's why it's a blank screen.
Dave's not God because he's not all-knowing because he doesn't know the timestamp.
That's right. Mike is old enough to know.
Yeah, just say the word, Dave.
Let's talk about that there because
Okay. Now he's going to give his retort to what he's been talking about for a half hour, which is absolutely nothing. When he could have gave his retort right along, which he kind of did anyways. But no, he wanted to be thorough. And in being thorough, I think he did absolutely nothing. Let's see.
The Big Bang tries to explain how everything began, but then the theory of evolution tries to explain how everything continued after the Big Bang and eventually.
What?
I don't
the
know.
Big Bang explains everything.
How it
But
started.
the theory of
and
evolution explains everything since the Big Bang, which it
Continuation.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
It's the center of the universe problem, y'all. This really is. It's a mindset of the
Yeah.
center of the universe. Like everything that happens is all about humans. That's what's really going on here.
Yep.
Well, that's the YEC mantra is they have to be special. If they're not special, then the universe is absolutely pointless unless they're special. And also, this is on all the other religions out there who are very pious people who go to their
Humble.
whatever their service is, the humble. They believe in their God too, and he's putting them all down along with everybody else. Hello, Johnny. How
Christianity
you
is the
doing?
most narcissistic religion. And it's all about, oh, you're a good little boy. You're just the perfect little boy. You little human apes. You're just the wonders of the universe.
In fairness, how can you not be a little narcissistic? I mean, you talk to God telepathically. I mean,
Yeah.
how
right.
can you? I can't get the mayor on the phone. These people just
Yeah.
talking to God just like that.
And then when they do talk to God, they ask him stupid things like about Fox News and stuff. I follow Troy Black, and he repeatedly, day after day, tells everybody what God had to say about what he saw on Fox News. And, you know, I would think God had better things to do, but apparently he has his schedule settled out like Trump and, you know, hours and hours of Fox News and retorts to all of them. And forget all the starving children out there, diseases, wars, slaves, you know, forget all that stuff. There's things on Fox News.
They say a lot of things to God, but it's just like Eric Trump saying something to his dad. Yeah,
I've never heard him say anything about lobsters. So, I mean, if he's not talking about lobsters, he's got to be wrong.
And Dave, I think you misspoke. You said Fox News. Don't you mean Fox Entertainment?
Fox Entertainment, yeah.
I believe there's no news on there. Just
those guys.
It
that is
so
a fun
old.
channel to watch.
You know, day after day, it's, you know, commenting on what's on Fox News. It's so stupid. It's like it's supposed to be from God, and it's always about stupid things. And it doesn't matter who you go to. It doesn't matter what prophet or prophetess. We had this discussion one day. Prophetess or prophetess, one or the other.
It's just prophetess.
Prophetess. Okay.
Prophetess. I like prophetess.
They never say anything important. Like, you know, if you mix these things together, these people won't be sick. Or, you know, if you do certain things, the crops will grow better. Or there's never anything good. There's always goofball things that mean absolutely nothing. That mean absolutely nothing to nobody. That makes absolutely no one's lives better. This is what God gives you. God doesn't give you anything important. And that's why I've had a problem going way back, is that even in the Bible, well, give me this, we need this. No, you don't. You just need Jesus or something. Or even when he does a miracle somewhere, he'll go across the river and he'll say, hey, why don't you do that miracle for us over here, or they, and he'll say, well, you just got to believe that I did the miracle across the street. So therein again is, well, you can't lose. You do the miracle, you don't lose or you don't do the miracle, and you have faith or you don't have faith, depending on which side of the river you lived on.
So the Big Bang gets the ball rolling, and evolution keeps it rolling. That's what I got so far out of this video. So.
Johnny says prophetess, but they are not called Tess. She was just the first.
I like prophetess. Prophetess.
Prophetess.
Yeah.
And the mighty Filbert's got something going on later. We'll be talking about weird things Christians say to me since I have deconstructed. Join the conversation. Link in the chat, 9 Central Time. Drop over to see mighty Filbert when we're done. And lobsters are the cockroaches of the sea. Oh, don't let Deconverted Man hear that. You don't like hearing garlic butter either. We love the lobster.
Actually reach to the place where we are today, how mankind, quote unquote, evolved and reached the place. And the thing with the theory of evolution is that also tries to put God out of the picture, because what it tries.
So theories are just written by scientists to disprove God, even though a lot of them believe in God and have no problem with God. They're just writing the theories to get rid of God. And this is what I've said. It has absolutely nothing to do with the Big Bang or evolution.
Well, the thing is, like, if you actually pay attention to the theories, they do right away God. That's not the intention. That's not why they wrote it. Just that's a fact, and no God is a fact. So eventually, if you keep collecting facts, you will end up at the point where you say there's no God, even though that's not the goal, but that's most likely, I'm going to say most likely going to be the result of it.
Is it Napoleon or somebody that said, where does God fit into this equation? And they said, well, I don't need God to explain the planet's movement or something like that.
Yeah, it was the movement of the celestial bodies. I forget the individual's name, but it was Napoleon that wrote the letter that said, how does God fit into this model? And he said, it seems to work without that assumption. But that's the thing. Like, you can't create causation. Brainless, I'll just say that the reason that they don't put God in that model is they can't connect causation to God in any sense. It's like with his problem with the word, when he says the word, well, where do you go from there? Oh, well, there's nowhere to go. So how do you connect this into your model? So it's not that they're trying to push God in or out of the model. There's just no way to connect God to the model with any explanatory value. You can't connect it in causation. This happened because God. Well, how do you get that?
Yeah, really interesting. I had this PhD molecular biologist on my channel a couple of years ago named Ben Gold. He's from the UK, and he was on John Maddox's channel or something, and John Maddox found him. Anyway, I mentioned creationists, and he didn't know what the hell I was talking about. He'd never thought about it. He'd never thought about creationists. And I'm like, wow, that was bizarre. It's like it's more of a big thing here, I think, than it was over there. I don't know. Maybe it is now, but I was surprised.
Yeah, I do think
in other words,
that these nutcases / extreme examples is mainly America, or at least in America is where they're allowed. Like, of course, we've like here in the Netherlands, we have a Bible Belt, but like they mainly stick to themselves. And I'm pretty sure if I go look, like I can probably find a Dutch guy doing a similar thing like this, but like. I believe you guys have 3 states that are smaller than the Netherlands. The rest is all bigger, you know. So you guys are a big fucking country. You're about the size of our whole continent.
Yeah.
So
I've heard from people that visited. It's weird coming here, seeing the crosses everywhere and stuff. Other countries aren't like that. Of course, you can compare it to an Islamic country with the call to prayers going out all 5 times a day as well. So it can be scary going into a country where you realize, wow, there's actually a lot of religious people and they're vocal about it.
And like here there are a lot of religious people. Like as I've said before, like for my work as an electrician, I often come on farms, and like Yeah, most of them have crosses hanging in their house, but like they're just not shoving it down your throat.
Are they erecting them in the front yard 50 feet tall with spotlights on them? That's the question.
Yeah.
Wait, what the fuck?
I said, are they 50 feet tall and lit up with spotlights? That's the
Oh
question.
yeah, like they are down south.
What the fuck?
Well,
Well,
we
you
didn't even
know
have
what
that
part
in
of the
Minnesota.
country you're in just by traveling when you start seeing crosses everywhere or not. And it's,
Right. I drove
it's
across.
weird.
And
North,
if you come in certain areas, like this guy would have one in his yard and it would be burning.
I drove across North Dakota and Kentucky and stuff when I was leaving a contract, and I saw these gigantic, like 50, 100-foot crosses, like every 10 miles, right? And right behind them would be a sex toy shop at the billboard.
Oh, that was on highway. That was on Interstate 55. I already know where this
probably
is located.
It was just like, what the fuck? I mean, we don't have either of those things in Minnesota. I've never seen a giant cross, and I've never seen a billboard for a sex toy shop. It's like, but these were like, it was almost like they put them right together. It's like one of them spawned the other, and I think that's kind of what happened. It was like, holy shit.
No, but that, like, it isn't also like like that Grindr and Tinder. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
most users in the most religious areas, and like if there's a conference somewhere, like a highly religious conference, those sites crash in that area.
Yeah,
like
it was like,
I can't.
when I was a
does
kid,
that fucking ring a bell with those dumbasses?
We can't agree with Tori and tons of mice and everybody in the chat too much. They agree with you, Mike. So the majority has spoken.
900 foot
We love
Jesus.
toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast.
Anyway, when I
Yeah,
saw all those crosses
900
down there,
foot
I
Jesus,
stepped on the
yeah.
accelerator. I put the pedal to the metal and got the hell back to Minnesota.
Yeah. That's what I say. You go from one, you're traveling along the highway, and all of a sudden there's crosses everywhere, and you're like, uh-oh. And you start to think about it a little bit. And I live here, so.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of churches here, and it is weird to people in other countries to see how much we do wear it on our sleeve, and a lot of people do. But like I said, it's a big world. There are places that don't do these things, and there are places that do these things with other religions to show it's not just their fault. It's a product of a lot of religions being around of the same religion, I should say. A lot of religious of the same religion that they will get loud and not worry about it. And Stop the Stupidity is sharing some green, gifting 5 captive desk memberships.
Woo-hoo.
Those go out to the Weirdo, CKA Evan, Joe Facetious, John Rapp, Robin Hood. Hello, Robin, if you're out there. And Michael Harum. Hello, Michael. Good to see you too. You're out there. Let me get back over here and Stop the Stupidity.
You rock, let's rock with the fire in our veins. Rock on till the skies fill the thunder and rain. All hail Bigfoot, the legend, the king. He walks among shadows, the wild spirits sing.
Not to leave out everybody else, but for everybody to be included, we're going to play this one too.
Bigfoot out toast, toast is good.
There we go. Can't forget the toast. And Stop the Stupidity. Thank you much. You rock. And thank you for supporting the channel as much as you do. Appreciate you a whole lot. And Robin Hood,
That's awesome.
Robin Hood is dropping the emojis. Stop the Stupidity is dropping the emojis. feel free to drop those emojis. Stop the stupidity, just gave them to you. So, and it was good to have you here, Robin.
To do is to give a logical explanation for how we as human beings, how
Can't
we
wait.
came to be, how we are today, but without the existence of God. It tries to rationalize. Theory of evolution tries to give a logical explanation for how we eventually arrive to where we are today, but with
you're making it too much about yourself. It's about all life. Evolution is biology. It's about life. It's why are there so many life forms on this planet? That's what the question was. Not that there's no God, because the people that were investigating these things believe they were put there by God. Go ahead, Brainless.
Yeah, and again, like, they're not trying to do it without God. It's just when they're looking at it, God just doesn't come up. Like, it's like if I go read Harry Potter and like it's not talking about Darth Vader, like, oh they deliberately did that. No, he just doesn't come up when you're talking about that. You know.
I've brought it up numerous times. I did an interview with a scientist in the Holy Land, and at whatever the university in Israel is called there, they were doing experiments in the lab. Imagine that. Very religious people in the Holy Land going to the Holy Land University, trying to prove how holy they are. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say that. But the point being is, very holy place, and they don't talk about God in the lab. Okay.
Is a bad joke allowed?
I wouldn't think that they have the time for it, really.
No, this one is too bad. This one is too bad. This one's too bad. No. You know when I say that, no.
you have people who are very opposed theologically to other people's views. Yes. They were raised that way, or they were grown that way, indoctrinated that way, whatever way they reached that point. And yet they still do science experiments in the lab. They come from different places around the world, and they do science experiments in the lab. So this idea that God is their primary discussion, if he even comes up at all, is nonsense. Toledo is your holy land? There you go. I've been getting news reports from a friend lately. Every time there's a crime in Toledo, it's like, dude, you got to move out of there. There's crimes. And it's like, don't you live in Florida? Give it a rest. Just because you're in a quiet area, And I've shown also that Toledo's better than it used to be. So if you want to move somewhere safe, shouldn't you be going someplace that's safer rather than places that are going up in danger? So, yes, bad things happen. Bad things happen everywhere, and it sucks.
Bad shit happens everywhere.
But overall, they were talking a couple weeks back. I was talking about a bullet went through my wall, took out my television. It was a bad evening. Cost me whatever the new TV cost. I forget, $600-800, whatever it was. But do I get a bullet through my wall often, or even ever? No. It was the first time, 30 some years, a bullet came through my wall. These things happen. A lot of people are getting a bullet through their wall right now. I will comment that it's a stupid problem. And we got too many stupid people that have a gun that didn't bother shooting at the other person, but shot at my house instead and put a bullet through my wall. Yeah. So there you go. Say what you will.
That only happens.
A stupid person
only happens to. That only happens to me after I fall off the wagon.
Yeah. See, there you go.
But like it is a stupid problem, but it's a very preventable stupid problem.
Yeah. And I've heard about these stories before, and they happen in different parts of town. There was also a couple way back. This was years back. They had moved out to the country to avoid the crime, which a lot of people do. If you got no neighbors, you got no crime, right? Good thinking, except some other people also thought, you know what? we should take a ride out to the country because a
We can
lot of
just
people
shoot.
have moved out here. And and then they, had to shoot them out and people got hurt and everything else. So where you live doesn't help you out.
Yeah.
Let's all try to live with each other instead, okay? But Toledo has had a bad rap for a lot of years. Back in the day, they were like a little Chicago, running up and down the turnpike and the expressway between Chicago and Detroit. And it doesn't have a good reputation, but it has gotten better. And we've hired some more cops. Not that I'm a fan of the cops or anything, but supposedly we're headed in the right direction, which I'll take it, I guess.
Out any God and the input of a creator and a designer. So again, just to make sure we are all on the same page, let me just explain briefly what the theory.
And let's talk about how you were designed and made and everything else. Where's God's image at? I see 4 different people on the panel here and a person that's talking, and we all look totally different. We're different sizes, different shapes, different strengths, different IQs, different interests. What does that actually mean, made in the image of God? It doesn't mean anything. It's another one of those things from the Bible that means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, modern theology's shifted away from that completely. They've redefined that into more like our consciousness or our way of thinking.
Okay.
They've made it abstract, and they had to, because now they've had to make God a non-physical being. So God is a metaphysical entity. So it's kind of like without shape or void. It's cast into no form now. It has to be, right? I mean, originally God's in the Old Testament, they were idealized and they always looked like the people that were worshiping them. They were always similar to them. But now they can't have a form because then they can make them. Well, there's a reason you can't prove God. He doesn't exist in a physical form. But in the Old Testament, we see him coming down on Mount Sinai, landing on the mountain. We hear verses talk about his foot touching down and things like this. But now all of a sudden, he's not a physical form. You can't prove or disprove he's not a physical form. So they've gotten way away from that theology of a physical being.
Yeah, and the other thing is that chimps were kind of made in God's image too, and I got to explain that. So
he really likes his chimps, man.
Yeah, I like them chimps.
Evolution is about,
They're adorable.
and then we will get into answering it. The theory of evolution, it explains something called spontaneous generation.
Oh, Christ almighty.
Didn't you already talk about this? I mean,
I guess so.
But also,
he repeats himself a lot, doesn't he?
Does he mean the creation of life? Like, I don't know what he means with spontaneous generation. Like, I've got nothing in my hand, and poof, I've got toast in my hand.
Poof, we go. Yeah.
He's talking abiogenesis is what he's talking about, and he's talking. Even in that, there's different stages of spontaneous generation, so to speak. I mean, if you're talking about aminos or you're talking about the acids that form, like, I mean, we know that those acids that you don't have to guide. What is it? The acids that were done in the experiment, the Urey experiment. You know what I'm talking about here, Mike? At all?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, these spontaneously form, and then we get amino acids, and then we get foldings, and we could say these are spontaneous, but I've never heard the terminology that he's using.
They just found tryptophan in that Bennu asteroid. That was in recent science news. The turkey amino acid, the one that puts us to sleep. Tryptophan.
Supposedly.
Yeah, they found that in Bennu, which was kind of surprising because it is a more complex amino acid. It's got a ring, so it was kind of a big thing.
They said it's not so much the tryptophan in the turkey; it's how much of the turkey that you actually ate.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and how long you have to listen to your drunken uncle talk politics. So.
But there is something to be said about
that means.
Sorry, there is something to be said about spontaneous things, because the argument has been, before we knew anything really about like the Urey experiment and whatnot, that there was just no way. They started completely, theists would do, well, genetics just would have had to come completely. But now we see like stages of emergence. And that might be the better term, but we do see stages of unguided emergence that can happen in isolation given the right conditions. So we first see the acids, then we see aminos, the foldings and whatnot. So you don't get all the way to proteins. You get to something like that's pre-protein chains, and they bind together. I've been reading a little on this. I don't get into the subject of
small
biology a lot.
peptides and RNA.
Peptides. You get peptides that make structures and whatnot. You get blanketed structures of peptides, and then you can get. There's a name for like peptide bindings, where a different structure in a peptide can bind to another structure in a peptide. And these things happen completely naturally. You don't have to guide them. You don't have to push them. So the thing is, like the early building blocks of DNA, they seem to be spontaneously emergent you don't need to guide them. You just create the right conditions and they will begin to come forth. Can you get something as far as like proteins or DNA? I mean, given enough time, I'm sure, but it's not an observable thing. We haven't observed it, but there is some kind of emergence that we can see that has some spontaneity.
Yeah, and there's a hell of a lot of research that's being done every day on this, and we keep having more and more little pieces of the puzzle. We just don't know how to put the puzzle together yet exactly. We have too many pieces to this puzzle. There are too many ways that it could have gone together. So for us to find exactly the way that it did go together, that's going to be a little surprising. A little bit difficult.
But we first need to find the edges and the corners. We haven't found those yet.
Nope.
Like that's basically how far we are with the whole puzzle.
Well,
we found a bunch of pieces.
Yeah.
And none of that has a goddamn thing to do with the theory of evolution, because that happens after DNA. After DNA.
Or the Big Bang. Or the Big Bang. So
in spontaneous generation, according to that teaching, DNA, the DNA code, the nucleus, cell wall, and energy all were existing randomly at some point in time. And then they came together randomly with the right conditions at the right time, and they worked together without nobody directing them.
They figured it out. Over what, 3.5 billion years. Most of the time that life's been on this planet has only been single cells bebopping around the ocean. I hate to break your bubble and thinking you're so special, but that little microscopic thing that you can't even see in a drop of water has outlasted everything on this planet.
Yep.
There's a whole bunch of shit going on in my backyard right now, and nobody's out there directing it.
Yeah, and we are not special. And if we were, what was the waste of time? You know, it was almost like you had to wait until he's talking about the exact time, the exact temperature, or whatever he's talking about. It doesn't seem that way when there was 3.5 billion years of different environments come and go, different temperatures come and go, different disasters on the planet come and go, just to create life. You're totally off with your science, and you're trying to fit it into the Bible thing. It just doesn't work that way. What's very clear is there was a lot of experimentation going on for billions of years before any life as we know it shows up. It wasn't more than microscopic life. And the only reason we know about that is because of microscopic fossils. So going way back, you've got a lot of simple microscopic life forms. And that's all. So yeah, there was a lot of experimenting going on. So when you say for no reason at all, well, there doesn't have to be a reason over 3 billion years. I mean, it could have been Tuesday was a better day to do it than Wednesday. Sure, I'll grant you that. But you're leaving out the billions of years of life. Of course, I know you're a young Earth creationist, but you can't dismiss these things and still have your life as it is now, completely leaving out, and he's leaving out the formation of DNA from earlier forms of RNA, the whole list of down the line of, it seems to be that it was a lot of experimenting, a lot of trial and error before we got more than single-celled animals.
Produce life. That is what evolution says.
No.
So let me just back up a little.
Again, you back up all you want. That's not what evolution says. I just explained it. Evolution explains there was billions of years of microscopic life forms. Then all of a sudden they got their stuff together and started doing multicellular things, working together, bigger prey, whatever the reason was. You're leaving out billions of years, and you're only taking into account the last billion years or half a billion years. You're leaving out a big chunk. So no, they don't align whatsoever.
You got to get natural protein formation first in abiogenesis. And we really can't quite get to it forming a complex protein. So that's how far we are on observing it inside of a lab experiment and kind of the emergence. We haven't yet seen or made the conditions to make an emergent complex protein. I think that's where we're at. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mike.
Well, it's much a lot more complicated than that, but that's
That's the short version.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a deep state in the side chat.
Hey, we got Deep State Annex. I heard from a little birdie that it was Deep State's birthday yesterday. And let me see here. Commander, this is for you.
And those lay on a battlefield cake, helmets off for the joy we make. Smoke and cheers fill the air tonight. Commander's Day, the stars shine bright. Happy birthday, Commander. Salute the sky. Raise your glass, let the rockets fly. You lead the charge, you hold the line. Happy birthday, Commander. You're one of them we know.
Whoops, I dropped everybody off. How do I put everybody back? Here.
Yeah, there we are.
We know that
There
we
we
are
are.
made up of
Okay.
cells today.
Happy
In order for a
birthday.
cell
I hit the pause. Happy birthday, Commander. I believe it was yesterday. Brainless clued me in earlier. So
Yeah.
I threw together you a song, and you can see Brainless has joined us on Saturday Night the Atheist before, and I've been on Brainless channel. Brainless has been on Slim's channel, and Brainless is going to be doing some more stuff once you get settled in here. So wish you all the best, Commander, and again, happy birthday.
Yeah.
form and to be alive, it needs DNA, it needs a nucleus, it needs a cell wall, something to close it in, and it needs energy.
Unless it's a bacteria, then it don't need no nucleus.
Don't need no nucleus. Okay.
No.
I was just going to ask you, Mike, but thank you for answering anyways.
But is that alive?
Yeah, right.
Well-
Is the bacteria alive? Yeah.
Yeah,
Or a
that,
virus,
be.
which a virus doesn't have a cell wall, and it does fine. Anyway, he's kind of full of shit here. But
I don't think we know
You
a
know.
ton about early RNA bacteria, if you want to call it that.
yeah,
Yeah, what he's talking about with the abiogenesis, nobody has a clue, because as far as he's concerned, nothing started until Adam and Eve about 7,000 years ago. So anything before that is irrelevant anyways.
The word did it.
The word.
We've established.
I forgot about the word and Jesus and all these things. I got a
Through
little
the bunghole.
notepad in front of me. The
Yeah, check your notes, Dave.
tight bunghole. God.
And according to the theory of evolution, all these things, the DNA code, the nucleus, the cell wall, and energy, just happened to be present together at the same time.
Oh yeah,
No,
what happened? Yeah,
that's
they
not
just
how it
happened to
happened.
be hanging out, and they all just slammed together and popped out a fucking raccoon. There you go.
I love these reductionist straw man arguments. Oh, they just all
that's
happen to
something
be
else.
together at the same time.
It just happened to come together. Or you know, the female, basically the female had to evolve at the same time as the male in order for them to have sex together, right?
Oh yeah,
That's an old Kent Hovind one. But I heard somebody recently repeat it. Somebody else, I can't remember. It was somebody who had surprised me that they came up with that, but they came up with that. It's like, how did the female horse evolved and then the male horse evolved? How did they both evolve at the same time?
I've had a
It's
couple
like,
of
oh my
apologists
God.
ask that question,
Really?
and I've pulled the video up before about this is the worst question that Richard Dawkins was ever asked, and it was along
Yeah.
those lines of how did one person wait all those years to go to the bathroom?
Yeah,
And
right.
Richard
Yeah,
Dawkins
couldn't go to the
looked at him
bathroom.
like,
Yeah. Or Jim Bob with his nub theory of the penis evolution.
yeah,
Right, like if he had a nub, what was the nub gonna do? All by itself without becoming a penis.
hyenas get along with a nub just fine, thank you.
I now got to hear Jim Bob's nub theory.
Oh, you got to
Let's
hear
go
his
for it.
nub theory.
He's the same thing. Unless you're fully evolved, you're not fully evolved. But it's leaving out like with the wings. Wings didn't have to get you airborne to be functional as something. But they'll say, what good is half a wing? Well, a half a wing can do a lot of things that have nothing absolutely to do with flight because evolution is not guided and it's not directional. So there was no reason that they were going to end up with flight. There was only a reason for, at the time, what they did with their big old arms.
Yeah, but like,
another-
have you heard of flying squirrels? That's basically half a wing.
Yeah.
Another
Blasphemy.
favorite of Jim Bob's, another favorite thing that Jim Bob came up with is he said, okay, space is a vacuum, right? And we have an atmosphere around the Earth. So why doesn't the atmosphere just flow out into space?
Is he a
it's
flat
vacuum.
earther as well?
Right from
No,
the
well,
flat
he
earthers.
was, I think.
Because
I don't know.
that is one of the main flat Earth
It's
arguments.
like, okay, if you have a vacuum at sea level, right, and you have all the air around you is at a certain pressure because of the gravity, if you open the can with a vacuum in it, it's going to go pop, right? He thinks that's going to happen in outer space because he doesn't understand that the air pressure is going to, gradually to go to zero as it goes. It's just like, oh my God, he was like really seriously promoting this in about 3 videos. And I tried to talk to him about it, and he just did not get it at all. He just,
he went round and round with Red's rhetoric,
yeah.
About the space station, and he was trying to tell him, Jim Bob, I've got one of my
he doesn't
buddies
believe it.
took photographs of them putting together the space station from Earth with his telescope, took pictures. You can see it going together.
He doesn't believe in the
not-
moon landing or the space station.
No
Yeah,
moon
none of
landing,
that
space
shit.
station.
Yeah.
None,
Mike,
yeah.
you just should have told him it's the dome. It holds it all in, man.
Yeah, the dome.
The giant
Just
dome.
lick it and
duh.
stick
The
it up in
dome,
a
the
corner.
dome on the ice wall that's protected by
And we'll be
Commander and
fine.
all the other penguins.
As
No,
long as that lady with the giant vacuum cleaner doesn't come like from Swartz. What's that old Spaceballs? Yeah, I remember Spaceballs
yeah.
where the
Oh,
planet
yeah, Spaceballs.
had the
yeah.
lid that opens and the vacuum cleaner and they suck it all out. Yeah, as long as that
Yeah.
doesn't happen, we'll be fine in our dome.
That's why it's hard to take apologists seriously, because it's one thing if you're trying to make a serious argument for your God or your holy book or whatever, but then you'll turn around and you'll believe in this nonsense like fake moon landings, magic zoo boats, all this nonsense, and it's like it's hard to take you seriously when in the next sentence you're going to defend the magic zoo boat or whatever. It's just really hard. Now, I would take it a lot more seriously if it was for an existence of a god or a supernatural realm or something like that, without getting too specific. Because as soon as you get specific, you're going to have to own the moon splitting in two or whatever it is. in whatever religion, and you're going to have to try to answer it away, and then you get too many answers on toast.
Yeah.
Y'all know what
There's
the
the
dome is
problem.
made out of, huh? It's made out of word.
It's made out of word.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
God is shouting at the air to stay in place. Word, word, word. Stay there.
For God is, I got to pull this one up. It has toast in it. For God so loved the world, he gave his bread, and he that believeth in him shall have eternal toast. Well, amen.
Excellent.
I mean, that's excellent. We'd have to, hold on.
We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast.
Feeling better.
You want a lot of friends here tonight, tons of mice. Thank you for appreciating the toast. And if there is a God above, mind you, this is Saturday Night at the Atheist, and he's providing you with toast this evening, good on him. Or her, or it. I've never understood that either. How are we created in its image, or in our image? Who's the men and who's the women, and who are they created after? It's all so confusing. That's why Robert
Well, I have
said
to ask Jim Bob that.
they've
How
walked
did he
away
make
from
them
that.
in it?
Well, Jim Bob probably has an answer because he's an Orthodox, so he's got to have an answer. And to his credit, he will say the goofy things in the Bible are just magic, and he walks away from it. But we're used to dealing with ones like Ken Ham and Hovind and the rest of them, who not only say the crazy things, but try to defend it as well. So that gets a little tougher. However, Jim Bob is, and Andrew and the rest of the crew, they're this side of reality just a little bit.
My
But
favorite
not enough.
question. When
these other guys are talking about stuff, it is craziness. I mean, it's pure craziness, the way they explain the ark and everything else. I don't know how they can do it without taking things not literally. And when you take stories in the Bible or whatever your text is, not literally, then I can accept your understanding and your explanation of them. When you're trying to make sense of the Magic Zoo boat, you've got a real problem, and you should have realized a long time ago there was no Magic Zoo boat. It's not possible to have a Magic Zoo boat. This story has to have a meaning behind it, just like they found meaning in many other stories.
I blame this on Luke. Luke is what did all this, because like Philo had the majority of Jews coming into Christianity believing that the Genesis account wasn't a literal thing. And even St. Augustine said it wasn't a literal thing. It's only because the book of Luke in their genealogy traces Jesus back to Adam as if Adam was a real person.
Yeah.
Is the only real reason that they didn't hang this up.
Yeah.
I mean, we could argue some of it a little in Paul's, but for the most part, it's the account of Luke that traced it back to Adam as if Adam was a real person, that modern fundamentalists won't let go of it as a literal.
Yeah.
Well, I know you impressed Bart Ehrman, because Bart Ehrman said his wife tried to do their genealogies and only went back a couple generations. So to get back to Adam is pretty impressive.
It's pretty impressive.
Hey, Austin, how you doing?
Well, it's not that impressive when you make it up.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Under the right conditions, and they happen to work together with nobody coordinating it, and it just automatically produced life.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
I don't think you know
what happened.
abiogenesis or any of these things are. And while I'm at it, hello, Austin. And I want to say, please check the description while you're here. Like and share and hit the different descriptions in below. We have links for the panel members. We have links for our other channels. We have links for our affiliate channels. We have links for Bree's channel and Joe's channel. And we have the link for the main video that we're looking at tonight. I'll have to scare up a... Do you have a channel, Robert?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Mike put it on there earlier. It's just
skeptic philosophy.
Yeah,
Yep.
you can do
It's under Skeptic Philosophy. All right,
Yep.
We'll add you in later under Skeptic Philosophy.
I got so link.
Appreciate it.
Yep. So I told this story 100 times, but when in 1959, when I questioned a Presbyterian minister about the dinosaurs and the book of Genesis, he sat me down on the steps of the church in Mount Iron, Minnesota, and said, "Son, let me tell you about metaphors." That's what he said. 1959, and I'd never heard about this creationist nonsense until after the year 2000. I didn't even know these guys existed, and it's like, holy shit, was I shocked?
Yeah, I read a book on it. I think it come about fairly early in the Protestant side, though. The Catholics have let go of this a long time ago.
But it was mostly like Baptists and stuff. It wasn't, small town in Minnesota. Never heard of this shit. Never heard of this controversy at all.
Yeah,
that's what one of my things was. I might have been naive or something, but I thought we all went to the same science classes around here, and it's a weird thing to see that people were dismissing it all and accept this nonsense instead. So
didn't know.
Yeah. But
I guess I had more hope for humanity than they deserved.
Hit below, and while you're down there, you can also join the channel and have those great emojis that everybody's been posting, and become a member of the channel. So thank you very much.
Scientific Origins read my my Twitter post back in the day, so because I was on Twitter back then. Yeah, that was before it became X. I quit after that.
That's back when the bird was the word.
Bird is the word.
It just happened to be the right environment at the right time.
So what?
This is amazing.
Here's the other question. So what if it was?
Just happened.
So what if it just happened because it was the right day and God did it that way? See, you don't explain that away. God could have done it that way because your God is all powerful and God could do it any way God wants to do it. So you're not arguing that, well, God couldn't have done it this way. Well, why can't your God have done it that way? That doesn't get you away from, you still have evolution from the point of God did it. And then after that, you have evolution. I think Deacon Verdeman and a couple other ones have all talked about it. You don't take away the problem. If you change the date of abiogenesis from one day to another, you still have evolution after that. So they're not doing away with it. They're just moving to a different day. That's all they're doing. They're shuffling things around. They're not getting anywhere.
You have so many different variables that had to be present at the same time in the right environment and working together with nobody directing it to produce something that never existed before called life. So evolution teaches that something that is dead, something that has no life in it, randomly came together without anybody or anything directing it, and it produced life. That in itself makes no sense. That in itself has no logical reason to it. And yet,
the way you say it makes no sense, but in a way it makes perfect sense. So I think if you would get into your science book a little better on that, you might make some sense out of it. Hey, Jester, how you doing? I don't get what you're trying to make it bad. Again, if your God did it that way, I don't see what you're arguing for, right?
Science supposed to explain things logically to us.
No, science has no obligation to logically explain things to you. Science explains things to you the best they can.
And it's obvious that he hasn't read any science because he doesn't even know that the first cells did not have nuclei or nucleus, and they probably didn't even have DNA, or actually didn't have DNA. He knows none of this. He thinks it's spontaneously a eukaryotic cell formed, and that tells you how uninformed and how little he paid attention. If he ever went to college or had 11th grade science. This is really bad, dude. It's a bad look.
In fairness, if you made the argument that what really emerged spontaneously was word, then you could fix this whole scenario. Like it would totally work. Because now word has spontaneously emerged and word accounts for it all. So
yeah. Yeah, the Wordle.
Mm.
It's the Wordle. Wordle. I can't even say it. Wordle.
We're gonna
Can't even say.
we're gonna
Why
skip
can't I say
on
that word?
because he doesn't know the theory of the Big Bang or theory of evolution either. But he's got a retort coming up, so I'm going to give him a couple minutes to retort, and then we'll call it an evening.
Okay.
The whole purpose of
Retort.
science is to make sense of that genetic code. And I'll say is not, no, we cannot rely on it because it is not 100% accurate. Millions of years old, hundreds of. But in that group or in that kind, you can have different variations. You have different kinds of cats, and we know that today. Different kinds of dogs, and we know accidents.
That's right. Right.
Over many years, accidents occurred during these division of the cells. And because of these accidents, when they use the term accident, what they mean by, just to get a little more science, the cells divide because the genetic code in the cells tells them how to divide. And when they divide, the new cells makes a copy of the genetic code. And science says sometimes those copies of the genetic code had errors in them. And this happened over millions of years. And eventually, because there were errors when the cells copied the genetic code, what took place was animals, new animals that were different from their original appearance.
Yeah, and that took a long time, if it happened at all. He's leaving a lot out. He's leaving out that Hovind mentions it a lot. Is you don't know how many relatives there were, or any. Well, it doesn't matter. There could have been 1,000. There could have been 10 million. It doesn't matter. Those aren't around. The one that today is around. So you want to look back, and you want to see, well, what happened, and why do we have that one today when all these other ones aren't around anymore? That's what the biologists do. They come to conclusions.
And he preloaded this with the word error.
I was fixing. I'm glad you said it.
Yeah,
because it's not technically an error in the strictest sense. It's just a variation in the duplication.
It's a variation,
and most of the time is it doesn't mean anything at all to the organism because it doesn't affect the organism. It can be a good or a bad thing for the organism, or it could just be something that sits around until other accumulations happen, and it decides I'm going to grow a new nub. And then it grows a new nub. But the nub wasn't decided in one cell or one generation. It was a group of things were put together, and nature uses what it already has. It doesn't summon things up. It uses what it has. So why you only have half a wing? Because you don't have a full wing. So what are you going to do with a half wing? It wasn't because they decided to grow a wing. It was because they had a half wing to work with. Nature works with what it's got. And one of the things it works with, and why I question again a designer, is all the deaths and extinctions that have been in this world. If there's such an incredible designer, why is almost everything extinct? Or why are things so frail? Many questions compared to, hey, you already had heaven. And you built this mortal realm with splinters everywhere and stubbing your toe and everything else you got to deal with. What's the deal with that anyways? And it seems like there's a whole lot of effort put in to doing wrong things instead of just, I'm God, I'm going to make these animals perfect and just make them perfect. And I'm God, I'm going to make humans perfect and humans are perfect. But no, God, it makes imperfect beings.
To test you.
Yeah. And then blames you for the way they act. And that doesn't make any sense. I mean, if you wanted them to be puppets, then just make them puppets. Have the dog wag its tail and bark at you, and have the cat do whatever it does, and have the bird do whatever it does, and have the people do whatever it does. But none of them will do all that at the same time. They will never cooperate. Why is that? Again, it doesn't seem to be a God is guiding it or a hand is in the picture. It seems to be because that's just the way it is, right? So I'm just not seeing it. I'm not seeing the guiding force or anything else. And he's going to say cats and dogs. Cats and dogs have share a common ancestor. So saying a dog decided to become a cat or vice versa has got it all wrong and doesn't understand grade school science to begin with once again. What you got, Mike?
Oh, I got a little picture that I drew to disprove that we came from chimps. This disproves that we came from chimps. There's okay, on the top bar here, that's a human gene. It's called plect, and the second bar is a chimp gene. And there's a human gene and a chimp gene. I got 3 different genes, right? And you can see that, okay, right here, you see that black line is a little bit longer in the chimp than it's in the human. And then down here, these are exons. We have 3 exons that are in chimp, but not the human. There you go. Disproved evolution right there. But what this shows you is, I built this with, I've got a Python database where I can pull up any genes now and do comparisons. It's pretty cool. Anyway, I just built this week and I'm kind of proud of it, so I'm showing it off. But anyway, it shows you how similar the genes are between humans and chimps is what it shows.
Mike, I always knew that I was more of a plek than chimps were. Okay, I just want to say that. I always knew it.
Yeah.
And I don't have any stock in Exxon at all.
Okay.
That is how eventually things began to evolve over many years, millions of years. When cells were dividing and copying the genetic code, they made errors in copying these genetic codes. And eventually, what we have over a long period of time is different animals and different human beings from those who were there originally. Evolution says no God was involved in that. There was just a glitch in the system, and the genetic code was copied incorrectly. And that is how we have different species and different
wait a minute.
People.
So my mom and dad, I don't look anything like them. So it must have been a glitch in the system or something. Is that what he's saying? Because I don't look like my mom and dad. I look a little bit like each of them.
That's an error. That's an error.
That's an error, right? It's an error.
Oh, I thought you look more like the milkman.
Yeah, he doesn't understand things like,
like,
you know, what length your fingernail is doesn't matter to you or your parents, but it might matter to your population over time. And that's what he's leaving out is what are these things, good or bad, however you want to word it, deleterious or whatever, to the species. And that's where you come up against why are so many species gone extinct and so few are still around. That'll lead you to evolution, natural selection, all these things that take out species do not promote species in any way, shape, or form. So, I mean, even ones that have been around for a long time, like the dinosaurs and stuff, they weren't around for long enough, right? A species can outlive its welcome real quick. Nobody is special, and all he's trying to do is make Christians special, and then himself, as his own cult of Christianity, special again. It all comes back to they want to see themselves as special. They don't care what the facts are. They don't care what the science says. It'll always come down to, am I special or not? And they want to be special in the universe. So congratulations, David, you're special. Sitting there in your home studio, you know, hey, you're special, okay? I'll pat you on the back, all right? Does that cure anybody? No. You know, does it send a man to the moon or a woman to the moon? No. Okay. So what you're saying is it doesn't help humanity on the whole as much. Your fingernail length might matter to your wife. Yeah, don't do that. Trim your nails. But
I don't get
as far as the one person goes, why would you worry about one person when that one person could walk out in front of a bus tomorrow, which we've made a lot of jokes about lately, and it wouldn't matter if they had a long fingernail. So you're missing a lot of points going around trying to figure out the difference between what somebody wants to do and what evolution actually does over a population. Go ahead, Robert.
I don't get why they argue against evolution as a thing that happened, and like they don't talk about it as it's a thing that is presently happening. Like we have observation now of things that are happening, even like the COVID strand. We will never see a great emergence of the alpha strand of COVID again because it's not the fastest spreading strand. So that original COVID-19, that A strand, we're not going to see that again. It's not going to happen again. The fastest spreading strand is the Omicron variant, and it spreads so fast, and it's not as deadly as like the Delta variant, and it has all these subvariants of it and all. But this is something that happened over a course of a few years. We got all of these different variations that we have enough variations to put them in a category of variations, and then we have subcategories of variations. So this is something that's actively happening, and people talk about it like, oh, this is how it did happen. No, this shit is actively happening, and we have evidence of it all around us, and it's pertinent to our present scientific study and how we combat it, how we make medications and whatnot. So for them to act like this is some event that we're done with and it's not right to start with, how do you apply like your ideas to modern biology? I mean, we have to understand this in modern biology to understand how the adaptations are happening.
And that's what I was trying to point out with my being different than my mom and dad. We are all variations. Life itself is just one continuous variation. And that's how you have to look at it when you look at all of this. They want to deny that.
He's gonna touch on Romans right near the end here somewhere. And I have
no. They changed the glory of the incorruptible God into an image made like the corruptible man properly. And we see that in the world today.
Acknowledge that I have sinned and fallen short of your glory.
These people will become worse and worse and worse in themselves. They become reprobate in their thinking. And they will do things which are not convenient, meaning things which are not beneficial to them. They will abuse themselves. And so I want to encourage us who are listening. And if you are into evolution and you are into the Big Bang Theory, I want to urge you to think about what I've said and research more. There's so much other people teaching on this topic from the Bible. There is a God. His name is Jesus. He came to this earth. He died for you. But he rose again, and now he's in heaven. And one day, you will have to answer to him for your belief system.
Okay.
And so I want to end here today. This is David Barnett, and this has been another program of life lessons from the Bible. I'm hoping that this has been a blessing and a help to you. And until the next time, I pray that you keep well, God bless you, and stay strong.
Let us pray. Repeat after me.
I don't want to.
Heavenly
Let's
Father,
pray with the AI,
I thank you for opening my heart today to understand your truth. I acknowledge that I have sinned and fallen short of your glory, but I believe that Jesus Christ, your Son, died for my sins, was buried, and rose again, so that I might be made right with you. Lord Jesus, I confess you now as my Savior and my Lord. I turn...
Assume how old fossils are, but that is that is not a
one little thing about that prayer. Like it says, repeat after me or say after me, but it doesn't give you fucking time to say it after him. If you repeat it, like you missed part of what he's saying.
I might be mistaken.
You can pause it.
I thought Romans was right at the end.
Men with men working that which is unseemly and receiving in themselves the recompense of their, which was meat. That is the LGBTQ society. Homosexuality. The Bible says the judgment God gives to our people is to leave them to go into homosexuality, let them corrupt themselves. That is a judgment. Even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind. That means a mind that cannot function normally anymore, to do those things which are not convenient. In other words, the Bible says when people choose not to acknowledge God and not to worship God, but try to come up with all kinds of weird explanations as to why God does not exist, the Bible says God will give them up to themselves. He will be patient with them for a time, but eventually he will give them over to themselves, and their minds will become reprobate. That means minds that are corrupted, minds that cannot function properly. And we see that in the world today. And so the warning for us is, especially people who they just hold on to this evolution and Big Bang, and they choose to ignore God. They choose to believe he doesn't exist, and they choose to speak against him. The Bible says that these people will become worse and worse and worse in themselves.
That's why I can't
They
find my
become
keys.
reprobate in their thinking. And they will do things which are not convenient, meaning things which are not beneficial to them. They will abuse themselves. And so I want to encourage us who are listening, and if you are into evolution and you are into who's in the atmosphere or not. So we cannot say for sure that they have. And I didn't even talk about fossils and the bones and the what they call as the different kinds of man, from Neanderthal man into Homo sapiens, and how they evolve, how they say we evolve. I didn't even talk about all of that and where they got the missing links from. We will probably need to have a part 2 and talk about that. But there's a lot of assumptions in evolution and in the Big Bang Theory, which makes them wrong. And I want to end here by looking at scripture. And this might sound, I want to talk plain from the scriptures. Psalm 14, verse 1. This is what the Bible says. The
Psalms.
fool has said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There's none that do it good. The Bible says anybody who says there's no God, the Bible calls that person a fool.
Okay.
And that's a very strong language. I want to read Romans chapter 18.
There it is. Romans 18. Thank you very much. Great way to close out the evening.
No, 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 no.
He's going to tell me I'm going to hell because I don't see the invisible things, and I had to play that. I had to get to it. He's going to talk about Romans. Every time they talk about Romans, I only have one thing to say. So there you go. Whatever you are.
I figured out that my reprobate mind is why I can't find my car keys.
That's why?
What's wrong. Because I believe in evolution.
I had to be something.
Do you abuse yourself?
Yeah, I knew you talked about it. Hello, Ivy. How you doing? Ivy, have you been here? I don't know, but thanks for stopping by.
My chat saving thing ain't working.
Ivy's awesome.
I know. Yeah, Ivy sounds familiar. So
yeah, they're in Limp side chat quite often.
Right.
Streams.
Yeah, and Brainless had mentioned the song. I already got the song pulled up, so we might as well play the song. But before we play the song, go ahead. Who's next? Brainless? What you got going on, Brainless?
Not much.
Hanging out with us?
But Slim's still not streaming a lot, and Pip's Hartley streaming. I believe Commander's wants to go stream a bit more, so if that's gonna happen, then I'm probably gonna pop in there.
Okay.
Wow, you're still up. I'm impressed. Normally you leave us by now, so that's good, Brainless.
He took a nap earlier, so he's ready.
Took a nap.
Yeah,
okay,
I took a nap. Well, it's 3 hours. Does that still consider? Is that still a nap, or did I just sleep?
You're not late. YouTube is always on time. Just back up a little bit. I understand you can go 2, 3, 4 times as fast now. Zip right through them videos. Mike, what you got going on?
Well, I had another conversation with C. Brown about junk DNA the other day, and I let him gallop away from the topic. So we're going to try that again, and we're going to have that conversation. And I'm having conversations with Brandon Hendrickson, who owns an educational site and a channel called Science is Weird. And our talks are about how we might talk to creationists and be better at communicating with them and trying to find out what the truth of the matter is. And so that's cool. So other than that, not too much going on. So anyway.
What about you, Robert? What's going on over there?
I just started doing some live streaming. I think this last one was my second live stream I did today. I'm doing them on Saturdays now at 2 p.m. Central Standard. Doing about an hour and a half on Saturdays, like I said, 2 o'clock, and not really recapping videos. I might get into that. I don't know. I'm new to the live stream, so I'm going to feel my legs out about me. But generally just taking a topic and running with it. See what we could talk about. Always invite everybody in to come and talk about it. I do a very open thing. If it gets frustration or rude, I'll kick them out. Other than that, as long as everybody's peaceable, I invite theists and atheists alike to come and chat.
Oh, I'll stop in if I can remember the damn thing, or if I know when you're live streaming. And if you ever want to do a live stream and just kick things around, let me know.
Yeah, sure.
I'm always.
I will you just pop up when I'm on there, and I tell you what, I'll make room for you. I'll part the waves and just get rid of people, and when you can come talk.
Okay, get rid of P Mars. Yeah.
Cast the toast upon the waters, and they will part. Absolutely.
Use the word on them. Okay.
QRST. I'm trying to look up Skeptic here.
You trying to find the channel again?
Yeah.
I had it. Where'd I have it? Where I got it? I got it. I got it. You want it?
Yeah. Well, put in the private chat for me.
I'll put it in private. Ooh, this.
Yeah, of course you put it in private. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it in the description.
I'll put it in real chat too, one more time. So anyway, cool.
I'll put that over there, and we will.
I'm gonna go watch a series. I think. What the hell am I watching? I can't remember.
What's your thing? You're gonna watch?
I'm gonna watch. What the hell is it? Shit. The Beast in Me on Netflix. So anyway, that sounds like a night.
Okay, we'll put Robert in here. Give me 1 second.
Standing for Truth is on. How about that?
Oops.
Calvinist soteriology. God, that's a must miss. I don't give a fuck. The most biblical framework. Excellent.
Okay.
Looking at my notifications.
And please check by the description. Everybody's in the description. Panel members are in the description. Oops. As well as my other channel, Bree's channel. And if you're going to buy a t-shirt, might as well buy one from Bree. I understand that Skeptic Philosophy, what's his name? Brentley. Brentley was bragging about his orders in the mail or something. He's got a Bree shirt. So if you need a new t-shirt, you might as well get a t-shirt from Bree. So check out her merch store. There's also the GoFundMe down there for Ember's medical bills, our featured video, all those good kind of things, as well as, like I said, everybody that's been here in the panel. Got there. Robert's down in there too. Make sure you subscribe to everybody's channel. Hit the save. And just for you, Brainless, we're going to play the Magic Zoo Boat song. So everybody enjoy the Magic Zoo Boat song as we head out.
Oh, I love it.
I want to thank you all for being here. Thanks for joining us, Robert. Ivy, thanks for stopping in. Jester, good to see y'all. Trusty Ape, good to see you. Johnny, great everybody stopping by. Had a great show, had a great time, and we think we proved that this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. And maybe, just maybe, and like we like to say, this is not personal. Take some constructive criticism out of this, make a few notes, and make a better video next time for us to take a look at. And we'll see you next time.
Woo-hoo. Thanks, Dave. Have a good one, man.
All right.
Yeah, thanks, Dave.
Just sit right back and you'll hear the tale of a righteous float. that started out in ancient times upon a magic zoo boat. The rain began to pour like mad. God's judgment didn't stall. If not for Noah's floating crate, there'd be no life at all. No life at all. No life at all. If Noah and his ancient beard, his wife just rolled her eyes. They boarded raptors, stegosaurs too, all trained to sit and stay. 2 T-Rexes in bunk bed stalls, what could go wrong, we say? 3 sons with wives who taught the dinos how to harmonize. Who taught the dinos how to harmonize? There's gators, frogs, and woolly mammoths, zebras sharing beds, triceratops and kangaroos stacked 10 high on their heads. The ark was built with cubic math and doors that sealed with prayer. You ask about sanitation, don't go there. Just don't go there. Just don't go there. So come aboard this sacred ship where science hits a wall. With creatures from all continents, pre-flood we had them all. The timeline's tight, the logic light, the rain began to float. And now you're on a bumpy ride aboard the magic zoo boat. The magic zoo boat. The magic zoo boat. The magic zoo boat. Unicorns dashed to catch the ark, but tripped on fairy tales. They stopped to charm the woodland elves and slipped through magic veils. Their horns aglow, they missed the boat, no place for their parade. Now stuck in myths and bedtime dreams where fantasy should stay. Where fantasy should stay. But what about old Sasquatch? Did Bigfoot make the trip? Was he too hairy, tall, or shy to board that wooden ship? He maybe hid behind the trees or snuck in with the apes, or rode the flood out on a log. Or rode the flood out on a log. Don't fall for tales of magic boats or creatures 2 by 2. Get smart, ask questions, that's the best thing you can do. Education shines the light that clears the myths away. So keep your mind wide open and learn what's true today. Learn what's true today. Learn what's true today. Hey, with Skipper Noah at the wheel and wife supreme with nerves of steel. 3 sons with 0 sailing flair. Their wives who brought salon braid hair. 2 rhinos juggling on the deck and Bigfoot hiding near the wreck. Here on the magic zoo boat. Here on the magic zoo boat. Here on the magic zoo boat.
And I just noticed before I was going to sign off that Stop the Stupidity dropped 5 captive desk memberships, and I just couldn't close that stream out without saying thank you very much. And those went out to Scientific Origins, Drewzilla, Wind Scarf, Blaster Master, and Greg Nietzsche. Thank you very much. I had, and somebody mentioned the rainbow colors of the ark. Of course, it had to be rainbow colors. Ken Ham's been my nemesis for a long time, and I was at the ark protest this summer, so make sure you check that out on my channel. And with that, I will close out with You Rock.
You rock, let's rock with the fire